you go. Everybody's in the
Fuck
chat
off,
there.
working.
Right. Well, that looks like it's up and running. Yes, it is. Go, Buster.
I mean, there isn't a fucking scale on this goddamn planet that can measure how fucking pissed I am right the fuck now.
You may think I'm mentally unstable. Hell, you'd agree with my therapist.
I have to calm down.
But I don't care anymore.
You triggered me. Big whoopsie thrill. Any fucking idiot can do that. I get to fucking talk, or not. You fucker! Shut up! Shut the fuck up! You're a fucking troll.
Right here! Have you fucking finished asking your stupid bloody question?
Shut up!
What are you talking about? Ask
Shut the fuck up!
Get out of here right here.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
Learn the fucking scientific method or get the fuck out of here.
Shut up!
Get out of here right here.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Randy?
And yes,
Shut the fuck up!
you may think I'm mentally unstable. Hell, you'd agree with my therapist. But I don't care
Get out
anymore.
of here right here.
Then fuck off!
You're not doing shit. You're not
Fuck
doing
off!
shit, Randy. Yeah, that's how you get your little jollies off. You think that you're in charge because you make people get angry at you.
How many fucking times do I gotta sit here and go through this shit with you?
Every single one of you, shut the fuck up. Just shut up.
If this person came and told you the world was a ball, what would you say?
Fuck off! Shit! Shut the fuck up!
Fucking argument for an hour. I sat here bored to fucking tears.
Shut the fuck up!
You may think I'm mentally unstable. Hell, you'd agree with my therapist.
If you put an object farther away from the lens, farther in front of the camera, light from that object is going to hit the front of the lens stack at a different angle. That depends on the same object at a greater distance, have a smaller angular size. Right here! Get out of here right here.
I've been doing this for 4 fucking years. You didn't fucking get it by now. Get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here right here.
Shut up! Shut the fuck up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Fuck you with your itch shit. Randy, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Paradoxes and confusion. Your mind is in delusion.
Every single one of you, shut the fuck up! Just shut the fuck up! All of you, shut up! You're pieces of shit. Every one of you is a piece of shit. All of you, shut up! Every single one of you, shut the fuck up! Just shut up! All of you, you're pieces of shit. Every one of you is a piece of shit. You're human excrement. You're the shit that comes out of your fucking mouth. David, you're the stupidest motherfucker on the earth. That's all you are, is your shit. All of you are
That
shit.
depends on the tangent of the angle.
No, shut up. You shut up, Randy. Shut up. Every one of you, shut the fuck up. You're all shit. Randy, what the fuck is wrong with you, Randy? Fucker. That's all you are, is your shit. All of you are shit.
I'm not going to let you try and infect other people. Then fuck off! Fuck off! Go away! With your mendacious, delusional worldview. I'm not going to let it happen.
Every single one of you, shut the fuck up. Just shut up. All of you, you're pieces of shit. Every one of you
That
is a piece of
depends on the
shit.
tangent of the angle.
Driving the wrong way down a one-way street.
Motherfucker! I'm so pissed off right
It's
now.
where knowledge and ignorance meet.
You have no fucking clue.
Paradoxes and confusion.
I will do that if you will shut the fuck up.
Oh, now it's triggered.
Well, fuck you with your itch shit.
Then fuck off! Fuck off! Go away! You don't care about reality! You don't care about reality! Okay, you don't care about reality. That's okay, not everybody has to care. There's no law.
That depends on the tangent of the angle.
Shut up! You triggered me. Big whoopsie drill. Any fucking idiot can do that.
I get fucking emasculated.
Driving the wrong way down a one-way street.
I'm pretty fucking pissed off.
It's where knowledge and ignorance meet.
I fucking still like him, but he fucking pissed me off.
Paradoxes and confusion. Your mind is in delusion.
You triggered me. Big whoopsie drill. Any fucking idiot can do that. Any fucking idiot can do that.
Stack! Angle! The light comes out of the back of the lens stack! Depends on the angle! Where's the light? In the front of the lens stack! Back here!
Righto.
Kick him. I want him banned.
Back here!
He's done.
What are you talking about? That's a simple
Back
question.
here!
Get out of here, Rakia.
Shut the fuck up!
Alright. I'm still listening to it. And wait a minute. And we are live. It's Model Affliction Monday. Welcome. Long intro. Finally got the cut out from the infamous Globe Science hump day. So yeah, so obviously everybody probably listened to that, seen it. We've got this is sort of where we are at the end of that thing. I think we've sort of set up our own shop. We're now separated. Finally, we can say goodbye to Flat Earth, goodbye to Globe Earth. Ridiculous argument. Circular arguments that go round and round, get nowhere. So we're starting. Well, obviously this is Model Affliction Monday, but it's the Model Affliction that's led us here. That's why we're here from all of this sort of stuff. That's why I'm here, personally. We all right with that, chat? Oh, he's gone. He left the server. Okay. Came in to listen. Yeah, everybody likes that one. Buster was saying. Wait a minute, I'll get you guys up. Buster was saying that he likes that one as well. The change of pace in that tune just brings that sort of ridiculous stuff, and obviously the words and the lyrics in it sort of wrote for that sort of was it wrote after the PhD? I'm guessing it must have been wrote after PhD Tony.
I think it was out before that because you went out on the canal, but I forget why exactly. I mean, I know I wrote it for them, and they're yelling and screaming and all that stuff, but just that actually hearing it over top of music is cracks me up every time. I think it was before PhD Tony, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I can't remember why you wrote it.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, we know why, obviously, but there's normally sort of some trigger, isn't there, into doing it.
There was a request for a harder rock song, and that was like kind of the best I could do as far as like rock and roll.
Yeah.
I was like, here we go. And it just worked out.
Perfect. People like it. That's one of the top ones. That I think one of the best intros. Just shows you why we're here and the reason. Something triggers people. I mean, that's where we've ended up in a place where the conversation is what triggers people. It's the asking questions and making statements that seems to trigger a certain group of people. I'm here because some like a troll network decided they were going to play this game where I'm guessing they bait people in. There's a network of them, and they bait people into conversations, and then they bait people in to get them on their YouTube channels. Then they can ridicule them. Well, that's how you first come in. The low-level network sort of arena is the trolls. Now, I was fished off Twitter. That's where I initially came into it. Just sort of, I don't know, having a conversation with people on Twitter about all of the different things, and happened to put a picture of 85 miles. Sure. Then this network of trolls dragged me in. It baited me in to try and get me on their YouTube channels so that they could, I don't know, sort of make money and do the super chats and stuff. It's a profitable business, or it was at least, quite a bit ago. Not too sure how it's going at the minute. Not too sure how many people they can still bait in. Because there's a whole network of both the sides that bait people in to get them into an argument. And the argument's a circular argument that goes round and round. Never been into that. Always been into working out why the argument. It's always been a study of people for me, this. I'm here because of the model Affliction and the reactions of the model afflicted to statements that I deem to be simple truths that nobody seems to really be able to argue against, but a lot of people get upset about me saying. There's quite a few very simple truths. Like, for instance, saying that level is horizontal. It's a very simple truth and obviously provable. But people get upset about you saying that. I can't help it. It's just the way it is. Now, in my journey along this, I stayed to the very simple, basic truth and stuck to it. It's a very simple statement, and because we've stuck with that, we've been able to go back to first principles and to really study the foundations of everything. We will be starting tomorrow, hopefully, maybe Wednesday, to go over this thing is going over the trivium, which is, I think, the structure that we should be dealing with in order to just communicate with each other. All we want to do is be able to get the very simple things together and build up from there within the understanding. So that's what we got coming up over the next few days. We've got a logic thing tomorrow where we're going to be going over I guess show you guys what we do when we go on a down the rabbit hole or whatever. Spot On's brought us a video of a bit of philosophy teaching, but I mean basic sort of stuff, and we can basically go over that on Tuesday. Wednesday will be hump day, but hump day with a slight difference, because I think we'll put a lean towards the trivium and the basics. Maybe, hopefully we'll get a few people here everybody willing to talk about how we're going to structure the next bit of what we're doing. Right, let me get rid of this live. Right, so today, Model Affliction Monday, I've put on a thing, Blue's proof. Blue wanted to go over, he said early on in the chat of the other video, oh, I've got loads of stuff in here, put it in the main chat. Gifts, right, here we go.
I do, and my model says level is not horizontal.
Brilliant. I do not have a model. Other than saying level is horizontal.
I do, and my model says level.
All right, Rob, just playing a clip for everybody in the YouTube, because Blue is going over it. It's in the live chat for anybody wants to hear it. Blue said he didn't say it sloped, the water slopes when he was finding for level is horizontal. So this is a clip. It's a minute clip I clipped out a bit ago. I believe you might say it in this one, Blue. I do not have a model. Other than saying level is horizontal.
I do, and my model says level is not horizontal.
Brilliant. I say I can prove that level is horizontal.
And I say I can prove it is not.
Brilliant. It's sloping away, the water.
Yeah.
No, the water level doesn't slope away.
Yeah.
Blue.
Yes, it does.
No. Yes, it does. I'll put that back again, Blue.
Yeah.
No, the water level doesn't slope away.
Yeah.
Blue.
Yes, it does.
No,
yes, it does.
It's level. That's what level is.
But it does.
No slope.
That's right. That's exactly right.
We know
it
how
is level.
Water
we
flows.
agree with that. It is level.
Yeah, water flows.
Yep, that would be an affirmative.
Slope from Blue. He has a proof that water level isn't horizontal. It slopes. If it's not horizontal, then you've got two questions. Is it sloping or is it curving? One or the other, that's it. Blue goes for the slope. Ian Adams has quite rightly said that sloping water is a river. Yeah, but globe model dictates. Some of them even have uphill rivers.
Yeah.
Right, so we got that one sorted for Blue. Hope everybody timestamped that. It's quite at the beginning, within the first 18 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, but can I say something?
Yeah.
If water's on a slope, it's gonna flow.
Yeah, I said that. That's how water flows. Buster wrote a song about it, didn't he? We know how water flows. And that's like down if there's an elevation change. Slope. So, thank you very much, Blue. I'm still waiting for that because we do have a proof for proof challenge, and since you have a proof that water is not horizontal, then I'll match you proof for proof. Easy enough. And what else did we have to go over? Oh, that was it. We're going to go over another video of Blues he wanted us to do, didn't he? Where did I say slope? He said, yes, it does. I want me to get it again. I'll play it again for you, Blue.
Must have missed it.
Yeah, I think it was about here.
Prove it is not.
Brilliant. Sloping away the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the water level doesn't slope away.
Yeah.
Blue. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yes,
no,
it does.
It's
It's level. That's what level is.
But it does.
No slope.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Brilliant. It's sloping away the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the water level doesn't slope away.
Yeah.
Blue.
Yes, it does.
No.
Yes, it does.
It's level. Yes, it does. I think. Blue. Did you get that? Everybody get that? Do it one more time. One more time for you, Blue, in case you did miss that. Starts at 20 seconds. Brilliant. It's sloping away the water.
Yeah.
No, the water level doesn't slope away.
Yeah.
Blue.
Yes, it does.
No.
Yes, it does.
It's level. That's what level is.
But it does.
No slope.
That's right. That's exactly right.
We know
it
how
is level.
Water
we
flows.
agree with that. It is level.
Yeah, water
it's
flows.
All the same.
Doesn't it?
Potential.
Down.
It's all at the same potential.
Water wouldn't slope away.
All the elevations will be the same, but they're dropping away from that horizontal that is perpendicular to the surface normal at the point you put your auto level. That's just the way it is.
Dropping away from the horizontal where the auto level is. Slope. Like rise over run. Slope. Definitely what we call rise over run. Slope. Oh, got George in as well. Yeah, I was just saying that Blue said that it slopes. I mean, if it's not horizontal and you can have a proof that it's not horizontal, then I'd like to see it. Slope. That's what Blue's going for. Blue, I can remember when Blue first said that, because that was the first time I'd ever heard of it. That was Blue added in. There was a drop, hump, or now slope. Drop, hump, or slope.
He's claiming drop.
He's saying no slope. You definitely said yes, slope, Blue. I know it's paralogism, so it's full of them. It's always backwards and forwards, Blue. You can't make your mind up whether you're saying one thing or the other. You might be. I mean, like, you definitely in there agreed that there was a slope. I don't know whether you were just doing it because you were arguing or whatever, but definitely slope. I'll put it out on YouTube, then you can download it. You can maybe go over it sometime. You can go over this sometime. Blue.
Maybe he just likes being a contrarian.
I think a lot of them are. I think that's what paralogism is. The logic's so higgledy-piggledy. They don't have a structure to it. So they're sort of allowed to say both things at the same time. Two truths. Diletheism. That's what happens. Dangerous stuff, model affliction. Especially to an older mind, I'm guessing. You've had more chance for it to set in, especially when you've built all of your bricks in your wall with with your friends. It's a hard way to just that. That's why conversations get hard, and you imagine people are attacking you and for simple things about having a conversation, maybe asking questions. Oh. Right, now, we were going to go over another video of blues. This is a request for... Let me get this sorted. There we go.
How do you claim?
Right.
This is going to be good. Diagrams and all. Okay. I saw part of it.
Screen. I gotta get it sorted out for you guys in Discord. And sorted for... YouTube, right? That should be good. Now,
good on Discord.
You guys are all right, and can you see that? Right, I'm gonna play this, and oh right, I best go over this. This is a Globe Science channel called Blue Marble Science, and this is the live version from. Is it Friday? I think 3 days ago. He's got comments on it. Do we need to go over any of the comments first? We'll have a look. Right. So he's got it titled. Oh, wait a minute. Let's put it over there. Right. So we go over it properly. Do this properly. We're going to be going over a view of. Blue Marble Science promoting the Globe Earth Science. It is Model Affliction Monday, and like we did have the Globe Science attacks earlier. Now this is a live stream he did on Friday, titled "Level Isn't Horizontal." So I guess there would be no way it could be horizontal at any point if it isn't. That means level is not. So you couldn't possibly have it horizontal anywhere, right? That would definitely be diletheism. If you could write that it isn't, if somewhere it actually is. It'd be ridiculous. But I'm guessing this is Model Affliction. Some of the comments, just to give you an idea of what we're going to be going through. Great video. I'd love to hear a bit of feedback from Doris here. As I see it, the root of flaw of Bev's reasoning is with how he use and apply the term or concept of horizontal. That's where all of the other issues of all the Globers are talking about emerges from. All of the Globers. If you Google the term horizontal and try to understand what the term actually means, you will find a few interesting
straight line.
things. Look at this. This guy's gone to some good work. So, number one. This is horizontal. If you Google it, horizontal. In the field of geodetic surveying, the term horizontal plane is defined as some imaginary plane established locally, which acts as a reference to subsequent measurements. This description is agnostic to the shape of the Earth because it is established locally for every different location. You certainly can't deduce from that definition that all horizontals are parallel. I'm not so sure that was the full... he may have made a comment on the end of that. It doesn't really say where the actual definition ends and his commentary comes on. All right, but so we'll go to number two. The term horizontal does not appear in any of Euclid's writings, nor in any book that teach Euclidean geometry. Therefore, you can't claim that in geometry all horizontals are parallel, because this term is simply not defined in this context. There's another good reason. Number 3, you will find few web pages which defines horizontal as a straight line drawn from left to right on a paper. For some reason, they say it is in geometry, to which I personally object. Strictly speaking, this term does not belong to geometry, but even if I agreed that it is part of geometry, Earth is still not a piece of paper, and horizontal planes established by a level are not some lines we draw with a pencil. Also, I can rotate that paper after I draw that line. Relative to me, it won't be horizontal anymore. That's not a definition that can be used to support any of Bev's claims. See? So you definitely can't draw 2 lines on a piece of paper and say that horizontal lines intersect. That would be ridiculous. Number 4. There are a bunch of other definitions you will find on the web. None gives a way to deduce that all horizontals are parallel. Not in geometry, neither in reality. Okay. None gives a way to deduce that all horizontals are parallel. Yeah. Horizontals are parallel to the plane of the horizon, therefore, logically, all horizontals are parallel to each other. Simple.
Let me bring something to your attention, because maybe you're busy. Blue just wrote something in the chat, in the YouTube chat, about the video on Friday being private. And he says, watch out.
What? He's privated this video, has he?
I think that's what he says in the chat.
Oh, is he just privated it?
Probably just privated it, yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, let's have a look. Let's see. No, it's here.
Gotta love their dirty, underhanded.
Blue Live. Blue Marble Live. Live streamed on Friday, I believe. It would be nice if you want to make it private, Blue. That'd be good. Right. So we've gone through a few of the comments there. Let's see what I've got to go over.
Maybe not. What you guys up to today?
What's the sound like over there in the YouTube?
See if we can get a few people to join. I haven't done a very good job of planning this one.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure I was going to go live today or not.
Yep.
I'm going to give it a try. We'll see if...
I think he went pretty much live the same time we did on Friday.
I'm still figuring it out. You know how that goes.
Right, well, I guess so. He's winding it up a bit.
It's, all you guys, hello. Welcome.
5 minutes in. It's a good job we weren't playing
Wait
that.
and see if we get a few more people. I'm going to listen to that because Brandon Toy asks precisely the right questions of Bev. Exactly the questions he should be asking. And I think it's pretty telling the way Try Thinking tries to back his way out of it.
This was Thursday, was it, Blue? I thought you didn't go live on Thursday.
In the Discord.
I thought you weren't.
If you want to join
Thursday was the day you didn't go live. It's all right.
I think he went over our thing that we did Thursday on Friday. I could be wrong, but I think that's what this is, yeah.
Oh, right. So he went over it on Thursday, the Thursday show on Friday.
I believe so, yeah.
That's what I was saying. This is this live stream from Friday, the Blues live stream from Friday.
Oh, JSS Tiger. Hey, man. What's going on?
That's what I'm saying. We're playing Blue just to go over it. It's all right.
If I miss anybody, my apologies.
Is this not the one that you privated, or did you private the Friday
like
one?
I'm new. Actually, kind of new to.
Oh, did you do one on Thursday that you privated?
So I'm still trying to figure out the best way to get everything hooked up. But we'll get there. Let's see if let's see what shows up here. Ooh.
Yeah, how are you getting? Are you getting into the hang of this, Blue? It looks like, yeah. Do you do the graphics? Do you do your own graphics, or do you have a man to do it for you?
This is what we're going to talk about. This is what is going to be talked about between.
Right. I don't know. What do we need to keep an eye on the chat, or do you want to have a look at this? I don't know. What do you kind of call these? They look like butt cheeks to me. Somebody. Was it you, Blue? Did you draw these? Water levels? I'm going to call them butt cheek ones, water levels.
I think this was part of his presentation.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I say. I'm wondering who does his graphics for him, or whether he does these himself. Okay, he's got X and Y here on the side. I noticed that there. I'm guessing they've got a right angle because you've got a little square here. So these two are straight lines with right angles on them. So straight lines, obviously. Right, so here we go. This looks good. I like it.
The Try Thinking crowd and Brandon Toy. And I think Brandon did a great job of asking the right question.
Can I settings, playback speed? I think we could. Oh no, not 1.5, right? I think we could survive 1.5 with Blue, can't we? Speed it up a bit.
Imagine that you're looking at 3 water levels, or well, you're looking at water levels. This one at the top up here, maybe you can see my cursor, would be, it could be a single water level with a tap in the center, or it could actually be 2 separate water levels. Wouldn't make any difference as long as that center elevation of both of them are matched up.
Yeah, water levels. Is that a bit too fast for everybody? It surprised you hearing Blue talking that fast. Should I slow him down a bit? Is it? Maybe 125. Maybe. So he's got in water levels. Getting into it. I like it when everybody's finally getting into the idea of water level. Looks like Blue's going live today. I don't know when 4 is. What time zone's that, Blue? I'll give you a shout out. You know how us YouTubers should stick together.
And that, of course, is what you would expect to see on a flat Earth.
What? Water levels being horizontal is what you'd expect to see on a flat Earth. I'd just expect it in reality, Blue, but I mean, it's not a flat Earth, obviously, but I mean, do that again. He did just say that, didn't he?
Are you doing the LIGO, Blue, tonight?
This is what we're going to talk about. This is what is going to be talked about between the Try Thinking crowd and Brandon Toy. And I think Brandon did a great job of asking the right question. Imagine that you're looking at 3 water levels, or well, you're looking at water levels. This one at the top up here, maybe you can see my cursor, would be, It could be a single water level with a tap in the center. Or it could actually be two separate water levels. Wouldn't make any difference as long as that center elevation of both of them are matched up. And that, of course, is what you would expect to see on a flat Earth.
Yeah.
And the water should be,
in reality,
in a straight line. Points A, B, and C
horizontal
should fall in a straight line.
Yeah.
But that's not actually what we see in reality. We see what we have down here at the bottom. The Earth is not flat. The water is not flat. The water is curved. And the level point in each of the standpipes for the water level follows that dotted red line. And now if you sight from point A to point C, you're going to see water in that center one above the straight line distance, that straight line.
That's a hump. That's what I'd call a hump, right, guys? He's even like put the red bit, the bit where the hump is.
Told you you'd like it.
Actually drawn the hump and shown everyone.
Yep.
And he's actually got that arrow, those arrows pointing to 3 horizontal planes there.
Exactly.
He's got one big long horizontal plane and then 2 other horizontal planes that are different than the horizontal plane. He's got 3 different horizontal planes.
Holy cow.
In that one picture.
Yeah. Could this be trialithiism?
Definitely something's going on there.
Oh, not only in the same picture, but between the same 2 points.
Yeah. In between A and C, there are 3 horizontal planes that are different to each of the other horizontal planes. That is fantastic, Blue. And you've got a saggy butt cheeks or something like as well.
You're the man,
That's
Blue.
Brilliant, Blue. I might have to. Oh, actually, it's on my pictures there. I can get that. Get a nice clip of that there. Thank you very much, Blue. Brilliant.
Formed by connecting points A and point B.
It gets better.
A and C. This is where Bev has gone wrong, and he goes wrong every time.
This is where Bev's gone wrong, and he goes wrong every time. Oh, do tell us, Blue. Do tell us.
He makes the false assumption that 2 points is all he needs. Point A and point C define a straight line, and certainly they do. Therefore, water is level. No, I'm sorry. Doesn't work like that.
Blue, sorry.
Put point B in the middle, and now you've got a couple of straight lines. You've got a straight line from A to B and a straight line from B to C. And that's, in reality, what's going to happen.
He's got 2 slopes. One sloping upwards from A to B, and then it's sloping downwards from B to C. Has to be. This is where horizontals intersect. At the point of in the middle. And isn't that where they say it is horizontal? In the middle. But it looks here like in this picture, Blue has got it. That's the point where the horizontals intersect.
That's a little problematic.
Right. Yeah, it's a contradiction in terms anyway, isn't it? There's another one, Blue, for you. It's really difficult when you start doing this down this route. Dilithiism. At some point, somebody should have said, I wouldn't say that, though, Blue. This is what happens when you get the model Affliction. This is genius. Thanks, Blue. Is it 4 o'clock? Has he gone live yet? Or Is he going live later? Go over this, Blue. Go over. Tell everybody how wrong we are.
It's in 10 minutes, 4 o'clock for Eastern, but I'm not sure. Is Blue and Central time? I'm not sure.
Was everybody able to see that okay?
Was that a big pause? Is there nobody with you, Blue? Have you like clicked everybody's sound off or something? Nobody's joining in. Is my sound working? It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, no, he has people there.
You can do what Try Thinking does all the time, which is talk and never say a damn thing. But it's just as simple as this little diagram I've got showing up here. And as long as all you're doing, I don't care how many water levels you've tied together, as long as you are looking from water level to water level to water level, those points are level. That is that dashed line down there at the bottom. Those points are all a gravitational equal potential. They're all the same, effectively, the same distance away from the center of the Earth.
Right, Blue, I'll give you a hint, right? I've been doing this for 2 or 3 years now, and everyone, all of them, especially the guy that lives in Maine, and even the ones that were pretending to be Canadian school teachers on Twitter, they've all done this, but they've all done it in private, you know, like in little bits of tiny channels. You are the first globe Earth science guy, one of the big ones, to do this. And I know people like Slice Barcane have done videos like this, but they've kept them quiet because they realised after they did it how ridiculous it sounds what they have to say. Thanks, Blue, but I would have had a word with people. Somebody should have been advising you. This is paralogism gone out of control. And I'm sorry, but I have to review it. Honestly. And you've just put a hump in the middle. You've got 3 different horizontals where there should only be one horizontal. This one here looks perfectly fine. A, B, C, horizontal all the way across. You could check it with putting other water levels in just to, you know, just to match them all up. This one here, if you put a water level from here to here, it would have a slope on it. It's ridiculous. Would never work, Blue. No slope.
All those points are. And it will only be when you can define a straight line connecting the first point on the water level and the last point on it, and then monitor points in between. And it doesn't have to be right in the center. It could be anywhere in here. You're going to see a difference.
No, you're not.
You're going to see that water is above the straight line connecting the 2 endpoints. That's just all there is to it. It's unavoidable, and it was demonstrated brilliantly by Jesse Kozlowski when he did the GPS mapping of Lake Pontchartrain.
No way!
That's a hell of a water level. That's a 24-mile long water level.
He thinks Jesse Kozlowski, with his GPS coordinates, has done a practical physical test with the water level like this. He thinks that he's been fooled. Sorry, Blue. Sorry. LIGO and Lake Pontchartrain. It's a mind trick about straight lines and horizontals. You should just concern yourself with horizontal and proving that level isn't horizontal, rather than taking advice of people that have disappeared.
With a 90-foot sagitta right here in the center.
90 foot.
That's precisely what that showed.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Precisely what that showed.
A 90-foot sagitta hump.
Of water.
Of water in the middle of Lake Pontchartrain. I'm going to have to do that again. Thank you very much, Blue.
God, that's so insane.
Wait till what he says right after that.
All of those points are. And it will only be when you can define a straight line connecting the first point on the water level and the last point on it, and then monitor points in between.
See, this is
And it
beautiful
doesn't have to
for
be right in the
logic.
center. Could be anywhere in here. You're going to see a difference. You're going to see that that water is above the straight line connecting the two endpoints. That's just all there is to it. It's unavoidable, and it was demonstrated brilliantly by Jesse Kozlowski.
Go on.
When he did the GPS mapping of Lake Pontchartrain. That's a hell of a water level. That's a 24-mile long water level with a 90-foot sagitta right here in the center. That's precisely what that showed. And you really just can't deny it.
But you will.
So let me see. I'm going to...
Well, I mean, I could definitely say a 90-foot hump in the middle of Lake Pontchartrain is fucking ridiculous.
I'm dying of laughter.
Yeah.
This is too good. I told you.
Wow.
I had to go.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm going to get my headphones on.
Oh, he's getting his headphones.
Shut off some audio stuff so I don't get a bunch of feedback. Had 40 people watching. Hey, thanks everybody.
40. Well done, Blue. Oh, got 46. Thanks. Thanks for watching. It's not about the numbers.
Yeah, just reading the chat here.
It's about the content.
That's right. It's Thurston 2. How you doing today? You're exactly right. What Bev does is prove that water is level by using water level. Well, yeah, no joke. We don't disagree with that. It definitely is.
Nice.
But I'll tell you what. Let's see what we can do here. Let me see if I can get this on the screen.
Oh, look.
And
I remember he says there's a 90-foot hump there, right?
Now this is this originally was done by on Brandon Toy's channel.
It's Slice Barcade, this.
Then taken by
I think
B-Ball. And
from Slice Barcade.
And played on Bev's channel I think it was last night. So anyway, let's see if this thing is playing.
Yeah, you'd have to think that a water level is different than an auto level. Wow, like they both do different things. One of them establishes a horizontal, and the other one establishes a level. But level is level. Like you've got a law of identity problem.
No, you really don't have a law of identity problem, Bev. Not at all. Everyone knows and has always known that an auto level or an optical level, like the one I've got, is establishing a horizontal at the point that the level is sitting. And if you dropped it down to sea level or the surface of the Earth, it would actually be establishing a tangent at that point.
Oh, no way. It's a tangent maker. Right, okay, Blue. Yeah.
That's what it's doing. And we also know that we can't take that sighting from an auto level out indefinitely because the curvature of the Earth is going to influence it.
No.
So I see somebody I had some echo.
Did he say we know that? I mean, that's a bad paralogism, that, right? Blue's trying to be a shadow giant. Isn't he? Telling his flock of the masses he's preaching. I like it, Blue. I really do. I think Blue might have started.
All right, I don't know what's going on. Let me try it again. I may just need to mute my mic. It may be picking up the headphones.
It might be live streaming. Us live streaming. If level has two different meanings, which it definitely hasn't. Sounds like a diletheism sort of problem. Maybe a bit of definition shift paralogisms. Who knows? But there's something weird going on. Nice for B-Ball to bring this back in. Shout out B-Ball.
My vocabulary is never going to be the same after this.
Yeah, it takes a while for us to get into it and the spirit of it. Carry on. 400 meters makes 5 marks. So if you're having A, B, C, well, you've got 5 points. So the ones in the middle of each of them are at the same level, right?
Yeah, so you've got 5 points that are at 3 feet now, say.
Yeah.
Brandon,
So
do
how
you
do you know on
understand
yours?
what-
Hold on. How do you know on
How do you
yours?
know?
So you've got your 5 points. How do you know any segment between, say, A and B, B and C, C and D, etc., anywhere along those imaginary
we've been
lines
over this, haven't we?
is also.
Thank you.
Yeah, we did that one.
Yeah. I want to hear what Blue's got to say
If he
about
says
it.
something's wrong, we can hear Bev. Oh well. All right. So everybody's saying it's better. Good. We'll try that for a while.
Yeah.
Like, because that's the question, right?
Yeah.
You're asking us, is it curved?
Yeah.
Or is it straight?
No, I'm asking you how.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
yes, in geometry, there is a way to prove it is a straight line. Yes.
Okay, so in reality, if you're doing this test, how is it that you are going to say the segments from A to B and B to C, or even from D to E? How are you going to prove that those segments are all sharing the same plane, that they're all parallel with each other?
Because it's a straight line test, and there will
That's
be
the
no
rule of
hump
geometry.
in the middle.
No.
Right? It's not. We'll be able to prove it's not curved by showing it is straight.
I mean, but your test doesn't prove that it's straight all the way from A to E. That's the issue.
Wow. There's no way to prove it's straight, apparently. I bet Blue's going to agree with him.
That's exactly the issue. Brendan saw the flaw in Bev's logic, and it is a flaw. Everything he says starts with that basic flaw, that somehow or the other you can take any two. Well, and I don't disagree. You can take 2 points and form a straight line. What you can't do is determine if some point between those 2 points lies along that straight line, and that's what Brendan zeroed in on. Good for you, buddy. Let's listen to it a little bit more.
Right, that's ridiculous.
Then you have no choice but a hump. Or a valley, right? Maybe it's
well,
concave
that's where
Earth,
you go,
convex
right?
Earth? I don't know, right?
He thinks
You have no choice whatsoever.
It's like, you can't tell that's a straight line. Well, it's like, yeah, you can. No, you can't. Everyone's told you can't. Well, I think you can. No, you can't. For everybody listening, we've got a definite geometric way to prove logically fits as well. I mean, what doesn't logically fit is the way him auto saying it isn't. That's what doesn't logically fit in this. How easy, because as I was in that conversation with Brandon, there was a group of us all thinking, why can't Brandon see this? And now, look at it. Blue's agreeing with him. Somebody want to say something?
No, I'm just going to say it's really bad having 3 different horizontals between the 2 ends of the water level.
Yeah.
Or if you have more than just the midpoint added, let's say you have 5 vessels. How many midpoints do you have? You can take a straight line and half it. You know?
Yeah.
So how many midpoints are you going to end up? How many horizontals is there going to be between the 2 endpoints of that water level?
It's impossible, right? It just doesn't fit. Logically, there's no way for me to do it. This ends on the logical argument at this point. Because you see how ridiculous it has to be.
Yeah, because you have the law of identity. P or not P. P is P. Horizontal is horizontal. You can't have many, many different varieties of horizontal along the same straight line. What's up with that?
Yeah. And like, the longer the line gets, between the two endpoints, the more angle difference there are in the horizontals across the... it just doesn't make any sense for anybody to think that. And I would really like to hear have a conversation with the Glober, but I know how the conversations go. We get kicked out. They get upset. And no doubt we're going to hear a bit more of how these guys react.
That's what I'm asking you. Well, if it does, then you haven't explained to me yet how you're accomplishing that.
Yeah, I've been on this show a couple of times, and you've done the same thing every time.
And I've never gotten a good answer.
No, because you don't let me go through it from the beginning.
I've let you go through it from the beginning twice, but you should be able to answer this question pretty easily, because this is the key question into determining what the shape of the Earth is.
Wow. Seems a bit combative, right? Maybe there are a few people that are a bit combative when we talk about water levels. Me talking on that. Brandon definitely seems like it.
We're not being combative. We're just recognizing the fact that you're full of shit, Bev.
Wow, that's...
No, they just need to bend their water. They need it.
But that's Blue talking about Brandon as a we. Did you
why do you think Brandon's gone?
Blue just had Brandon as a we with him. Team talking about straight lines and water levels.
Level.
I know. I agree. Water finds its own level, guys. No one needs to tell me again that water finds its own level. I fucking understand 100% that water finds its own level, and I believe that the surface of water is horizontal. I'm trying to understand how this test conclusively proves that.
Okay, geometry. Just practical geometry, Brandon.
Let's make another point. There is no way to prove the shape of the Earth using geometry. It won't work. You can't do that.
We're not proving the shape of the fucking Earth. We're just saying level is horizontal, and yes, you can prove it. All implied things that everybody else imagines, and whatever you want to imagine and anything else about your Big E God and your conversations that you're having, keep them aside. They've got nothing to do with this. This is just about reality and proving that level is horizontal. It's very simple. Not an Earth argument. Don't get upset, guys. Especially globe Earth science guys.
There has to be some observation or test performed to demonstrate it, Bev. And you've not done that yet, ever. You run from this every time somebody says, set up a theodolite and cite the first vial and the last vial in that water level and see where the water is in the middle. You run from that because you know what's going to happen.
Don't bother doing it because you do not need a sight line for water levels, Blue. That's ridiculous. We made the dark shark up as a joke. It's not real. It doesn't exist. You don't need sights on water levels. Stupid. You don't use water level as a sighting tool either.
If you ever do it, you're going to prove Earth curvature just like Pontchartrain proved it.
Geometry is not an answer. It's not a practical answer.
It is. Geometry is where
He said you can't prove it, but then he just said it got proved, did he? He said you can't prove the shape of the Earth, but Pontchartrain proves it by looking at it. Genius, Blue.
Oh,
not a contradiction at all.
Tell me how geometry does it.
What geometry does.
Explain to me how geometry does it.
You guys are still not on the same frequency. Can I try,
Brandon,
please?
you don't understand what a proof is.
I do understand what a proof is, and you haven't given me a proof yet.
You just prove that the straight line is a shared segment, and then you prove that the straight line continues as a straight line.
And how do you do that?
Not a curved line.
With the rules of geometry.
What
The
rules?
axioms and the postulates.
Hold on, please let me answer his
The
question.
axioms and the postulates.
Explain it to me. It should be simple.
It's a logic. Listen, it's a logical inference.
Bev, bring up the
Okay.
bring up the bit of paper that has all the
No, this you know how hard it is to go through this page,
yeah, I
especially with
do.
an unwilling participant.
Okay.
Who's the unwilling participant, man?
I'm willing to
Because
have
I think this
peaceful
is a
conversation with you
very
about
simple
this.
question to answer if you know the answer.
Okay.
Just get to the punchline. Get to the
geometry,
fucking
that
punchline for
straight
me and show me.
line.
Well, everybody getting all really upset. It's a geometric proof, easy to take people through, but not like this in such a combative situation.
Two straight lines can't share the same segment. So if you've got
Interesting,
two
that.
lines
Bluth
that are the
likes
same
this.
height, same elevation above the ground, they are the same straight line. They're not.
Wow. I don't know what to tell you about all of that. I'll tell you this much.
Here we go.
You're wrong, Paige. There's two straight lines. Here's a nice straight line from A to B. Here's another nice straight line from B to C. They do not share a straight line segment. This is what is bound to happen over a curved surface. And you...
Wow, now everybody take note of this. Really do. This is good from Blue.
If you are going to maintain that it's like this top diagram up here, then you're going to have to prove it.
Yeah.
You're going to have to stop just stating that it's a shared line segment. You're going to have to prove it's a shared line
Geometric
segment.
proof, yes.
The only way you can do that is finding a way to show a straight line from the beginning to the end, inclusive of the point in the middle. Is that clear enough for you?
Easy.
Now let's see if I can figure out how to get back out of what I just did.
Absolutely
I think I can.
easy. Couple of different arrangements.
All right, here we go
Oh,
again.
there would be so many ways you could do it.
Yeah.
Depending on how fancy you want to go. Yeah.
Geometric proof as well, right? Like an obvious, logical, geometric. Yeah, dead simple.
Two different lines, or a curving line. This is why we're telling everybody to go back to the very beginning of geometry. Learn what a point is. Learn what a line is.
Only if all the line segments that you're talking about are parallel to the bottom line.
Please try.
And you haven't
Please let me
proved that
try.
the bottom is a
Sure.
line. You haven't proved that the bottom's a line. That's what we're trying to
Bottom
prove.
of what, Brandon?
Sorry?
The bottom of what?
Sea level. Sea level.
Straight line we've made.
The surface that you're measuring above. With
Wow, shit show. I forgot how bad these things were. I'm not really getting much chance to say anything. This is bad.
your water level.
Yeah, it was very chaotic.
Yeah, this is what it was like mostly all of the time. Whenever you go over there to try and explain anything, I think, like I said, I've been over there twice, and it was pretty much like this all the time.
Pretty much like what? You mean people asking reasonable questions and demanding reasonable answers for them? Is that the part you don't like?
Level. Peaceful. Can we please try? Please.
I am trying to get to a point I've been trying to get to for months.
This
I'm
is
trying to
definitely
help-
a
I'm trying to help
conception,
right now
isn't
with
it?
a thought that I have in my mind. Can I have a conversation with
Inception
Brandon,
of-
please? Okay.
Going
Let's
over
say you
Blue,
drive a
going
snake into the
over a
ground and you
video
got
of
it marked
us
off
that
3
they
feet
went
high,
over
okay?
of
So you got a 5-foot
Brandon's when I
stake,
was on
you drive 2 feet into
Brandon's.
the ground, you got 3 feet remaining. Now you walk 100 yards. You do the same thing. How do you know those two things are level? You know they're both 3 feet off the ground, but there could have been a deviation in the ground between you and them. You could be lower or higher. You don't know because of the distance. Okay? Do you follow that so far? Both.
Yeah, and in case you haven't picked up on the voice, that is Travis, another of the rocket surgeons from the flat Earth side.
Your stakes are 3 feet high off the ground, but one of them is lower in elevation and you don't know it yet.
One
Got
of your
me?
stakes is lower in elevation. So you've got 2 stakes, A and B. One of you've marked what you think is the same height above the.
No, it's a 5-foot stake.
Okay.
You drive it 2 feet down. You only got 3 feet left. It's just straight up, right?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now you've got a graded field. You've graded the field as flat as you can get it because you're going to build a warehouse. Okay.
And let's certainly don't bother talking about that spherical excess you're displaying there, buddy.
Now you're marking off the corners of your foundation. So you got 1 foundation point, right? You got 1 point. You walk 100 yards away and you want to make sure that you have.
Spherical excess.
Can't forget that.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, this is Slice Barcane. He'll have no doubt got these from McToonery's website.
Leveled your grade. So you drive that
A
stake
little
down,
bit of
and it's 3 feet high,
McToonery
but you know what?
on the page there.
You didn't know that the ground topography dropped. But to you, you didn't know. So how are you going to check it? You get a water level, you put a water level at point A, and you match it at the 3-foot line. And then you've got the other end of the water level 100 yards away, and lo and behold, it's not higher or lower than that point. Guess what you know now? It's a straight line. You don't have to do anything in the middle. Nothing.
It's always a straight line between two ends of a water level, Travis.
Absolutely, Brandon. You are 100% correct. You only have 2 points. You can't define that curve without a third point. My God.
Yes. That's not...
Wow. Curve. 3 points. Hump.
Okay,
question.
Okay, please
Yeah,
listen.
it is.
Okay, please listen.
That
Okay,
isn't the
please listen.
question, Bev.
If it's a straight line,
I'm not done yet.
where's
Please,
the curve?
please, I'm not done yet. Okay, listen, please listen. Hold on. Okay, now I'm going to change the result. Now point B is higher. So if you then put the water level at point B, it's not going to be level at point A. You now know that there's a higher elevation at point B. Now you've got a slope.
Yeah. Okay, so here, Travis, let me try to... Because it's clear to me you don't understand what I'm asking, and maybe other people don't as well.
All right, that's fine.
All right, so in your little scenario there, we've got stakes A and B. Count them 2 feet into the ground, and I'm going to assume that the ground from A to B is all the same altitude, right? So we'll call it 0. It's sea level.
We've been over this.
It's
Between A and B.
elevation if it's the ground, Brandon.
Sorry?
If
Oh,
you're
it's
talking
elevation.
about the ground,
Yeah.
that's the elevation.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's all the same elevation.
You don't assume the elevation of anything. You have to measure it.
All right, here, let me finish my scenario here. So we've got stakes A and B, same elevation between the two. And the reason we know that is because the ground is standing water at sea level, okay? So we know that for sure, that it's the same elevation between A and B. We've got our stakes sticking 3 feet off the ground. We take our water level, we put it at the top of stake A, put it at the top of stake B, mark two notches. We know those notches are at the same altitude above sea level, 3 feet. Now, if we connected a line, let's say we had some magical zero mass string, and we strung it from notch A to notch B. The question is...
Does he comment on it at all,
every
or is
point
it just
along that line
Is he just playing on
also
the video
be
that we've already
3
played?
feet in
That he
altitude
played, or
above
did he
the
never
surface
play
of the
this?
water? That is the question.
That's exactly the question.
Oh, here we go.
Absolutely. And I want to welcome Alan Evans and Farmer's Boy and George and Tiny Captain over in Discord.
good.
Can you guys hear me?
Now we've got some more.
Yeah, we got you, mate.
Very nice. Very
Farmers, well done.
Okay.
How you doing there, Blue?
Hey, George. I'm.
How's my audio level?
You're okay. Might be a little.
No,
loud.
I can adjust it.
Yeah.
It's loud.
Yeah. You
No,
can
you're
handle
fine.
it. Are you? Okay.
See
Turn
what?
it down,
Hard for me to
George.
tell. So.
Yeah, no, you're fine, George.
Are we supposed to be hearing any audio from the live stream though, Blue?
You should be. I think. I don't know.
Hey, Blue.
You've got to share your screen to
In
Discord.
today's show, I'd like to spend 3-4 hours discussing why horizontal is level.
Oh. I just realised what the time is. Good night.
The brain surgeons have arrived.
No, I've played all days. You must be joking.
Lessons on how to clear the room.
Yeah. There you go. I think Brandon's doing an excellent job of stating to Bev what the damn problem is. Bev just doesn't know how to listen.
Can I just say that I think this is probably the only time that Brandon actually made any sense?
Wow.
You might be right.
Because usually he was firmly on the flat Earth side, but he has obviously seen the flaw. And we know Bev recognises the flaw because he just will not give a direct answer.
Yeah.
Is Brandon
It's
back?
not flat Earth, I'll tell you that.
That's why I asked the question in the chat. Yeah, when did Brandon just sort of seem to slip away from the flat Earth scene? How long after this was that?
I can't give you dates and times. I don't know. I didn't do a lot of research on that, but I know it's not been recently.
Oh, it might have been. Is he trying to say it might have been talking to me?
This that you're talking about with Brandon.
This is the moment that shook Brandon. Yeah, okay, Peanut Man.
About his test and query.
Did Ranty as well?
Oh, that was about a year ago.
Yeah,
Ranty for sure. Yeah.
You know, absent.
Oh, probably.
Was the picture
now? Maybe 3 quarters of a year. Yeah, that show I remember well is I coached Brandon before that show. I got into a private conversation with him, and I said, "Look, Brandon, this is what Bev is trying to do, and he's snowing everybody. And these are the questions you need to ask. This is where Bev isn't understanding."
Listen to who the mastermind behind Brandon was. I never knew this. This is news to me. Anybody else knew about this? Anybody hear of Brandon being coached by George into these conversations? Wow.
Or he's trying to hide what he's doing. He refuses to look down the water level with an auto level to see if they're in line or not. And you just really need to hold his feet to the fire. And I thought Brandon did a pretty decent job on that one.
Yeah, he did. And by the way,
I mean, given what you're up against, I mean, you know, given
what you're up against,
the other side of the table, i.e. Bev, and what he's dealing with, I thought Brandon
George,
probably
the flat
did about as
earth
well as anybody
whisperer.
could on that particular inquiry, because Bev is always devious and bobbing and weaving, never answers a direct question.
That was almost finished. You're not going to look down that water level. With
Don't like the
with an auto
Socratic
level.
method, do they?
Not unless you do something funky to your auto level. That those endpoints won't even line up if you go a mile out there. You can't do it. You'll have to do it with a theodolite. Auto level.
Did he just say an auto level mile away? I think he did. That's good.
No, what I'm talking about is you get to one end. What I said is you get to one end, you set up your auto level and look down the line of the water level, and you'll see that the successive risers all fall further and further below the horizontal.
That's right. That's exactly.
Wow, that's Slice Barkane's bending water level test. That's where we got the
risers
Ruhif numbers from. Yeah. Not hump though, right? Not a 90-foot hump. You'd struggle to get a 90-foot hump if everything fell away from you. Wow. Contradictions, eh? Wonder if they've thought of that. How'd you get a 90-foot hump if everything's falling? Zeptepi in the chat saying we're trying to backstab each other. I'm not backstabbing anybody. It was George that just said he was coaching Brandon to have a conversation with us about a water level. And that show is the one that about 8 people said to Brandon they tried to convince him or tell him what was going on, and Brandon is the one that couldn't get it. And now all of a sudden all of the ballers are praising Brandon. George is coming out of the coming from under the rug to tell everybody he coached Brandon in this very conversation. I never knew about this.
Exactly. Will happen.
Let's go.
All right, so let's go back on mute and listen to Brandon a little bit more. What, John?
I just joined. I thought that they were like flat earthers on the Discord. Was that not live?
No, just go on mute and I'll play some more of this. This is a video from that Bev
I see.
played last night, okay, or the night before, something like that. So here we go.
Straight line.
Perfectly straight. Would the surface of the water be a straight line? In order for it to be the same altitude, our no mass string, the surface of that water would have to be
there's no audio
flat plane,
on Discord.
A straight line.
By the way, is the water right at a height?
I don't know what's going on, John. I'm sorry. Okay, listen to it. You'll have to listen to it on YouTube, maybe.
I'll pause it at the minute in case Blue's listening in. You have to give everybody in Discord their view from your screen that's playing it, Blue. just a helping hand. And then otherwise, I tell them to watch it on YouTube, and then they'll be like 16 seconds or however far behind.
Yeah, no worries.
Is it like freestanding, just nothing acting upon it?
It's like the clearest day in all of history. There's not even like a butterfly farting anywhere. It's so flat. It's amazingly. It's horizontal in my opinion too, but that's what I'm asking. How does that test prove that it's horizontal?
By you use geometry and proofs to prove that it is a shared straight line segment.
How do you prove that it's a shared line segment?
That by doing what and devising a method using water levels to show that, or you could choose to show a method to show the absurdity of what the ball model would have to show, wouldn't you? You could use that reducto ad absurdum.
Okay.
Right, to show.
Brandon,
And this is
Brandon,
your 400. This is your 5 stake method that you're alluding to. Is that correct?
But that's one of them, yeah.
Okay. Do you now? How does that 5 stake method prove that each of those segments is parallel and that every point, along that imaginary line that connects each of those, are the same altitude above the surface?
Right. This is where you have to understand what a proof is. And
hey, Bab, I just wanted to help real quick, if I can.
Yeah, go on.
What is it you think I don't understand about a proof?
Well, I'm just trying to help out here real quick. Like the 100-meter water level, if you took an auto level in between and looked 50 meters each direction, you could check that horizontal. You can choose to do that or not.
The horizontal of the each segment?
Oh yeah,
I miss that guy.
But that would, okay. I'm not sure that would do it, because let's say I put my auto level in the middle of a segment A to B. It's 100 meters between them.
Yeah, you can go to the end too.
I make it level, right? I make it level, right? Hold on. I make it level. I fire off my my auto level. Bam! It points to the same elevation, the same distance below on each one, on each stake. What does that tell me?
You could go in between. You could go before.
That means, right?
Mm-hmm. 3 planar points. Yep. You could look
to establish.
Let me say the problem, and let me clarify it too. Okay, the problem is what they're saying. Okay, as frustrating as it is, the math line.
I didn't want to interrupt Clary, but seeing as Brian's already done it, anyway, good to hear Clary. Shout out, Clary.
Identical to the sphere if you're angling each point. Okay, and that's very frustrating. But here's the solution. Wait, let me give the fucking solution.
Oh, here we go. This is going to be funny.
Angling, Brian's coming in with.
I'm sorry, Pat.
Yeah.
It just reminds me of how much fun it was over there.
Yeah, I'm trying to explain a water level to uncooperative Brandon. And everybody, it's like that scene on Airplane, isn't it? Let me have a go at him. Let me explain it. And Brian's not helping.
We know what you're doing. You're looking down.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Because you're making me look like an asshole unless you let me tell the solution. Okay, the solution is if you're going different distances with each shot, then you get a different fucking result. So it's got If we go 100 meters at a time over a mile, boy, it's killing y'all to let me fucking say my stance, right?
Yeah,
why won't you let me say my stance, dude?
What the fuck, man? Let him get it fucking out.
Here's the thing, okay? So here's how you judge that. You could do multiple different shots, which would be different angles by their math. So if you went 100 meters exactly at a time and come up with a mile, they could use angles against you and say that you're shooting around a curve. But if you went 100 meters one shot, then 150 meters a second shot, then 50 meters a shot after that, then if they didn't line up, they would line up different on a sphere, okay? That's the only way to distinguish is if you use different distances, which they do in surveying. They don't use the same distance shots. So to me, planar surveying proves flat water. That's my point.
Why you would come and defend the globe? That does not make any sense to me whatsoever.
I'm not defending the globe. I'm telling you how to distinguish. You didn't hear nothing I just said because you didn't listen.
I can't interrupt you because you interrupted me. Okay. What I was trying to.
You said I'm defending the fucking globe, dude. Apparently you didn't hear me.
No wonder you won't ever come talk to us.
Yeah. Why did you say that, Clary? He wasn't defending the globe. He was describing the situation. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Why'd you say that?
It doesn't get a lot better than that, does it? My gosh. And in fact, Brian, yeah, you don't have to go the same distance each time. What's important in differential leveling is that you are the same distance. You're right between the 2 points. That's why you do differential leveling. You take out the curvature of the Earth, it'll be the same foresight drop as it is to the backside. That's why it's done. Continue, please.
His first word for
the globe.
Yeah.
So what? That doesn't mean he's defending the globe?
He's saying that the measurements are going to be equal with the globe math. And
The math. The math.
Yeah.
He's not saying that it's the Earth is a fucking globe. Why would you say he's defending the globe?
Their math, geometry, curves.
See, I don't.
Anyway,
So why y'all
go on.
so triggered? All I was saying is you could take a
why are you and
I'm triggered because you said I'm defending the fucking globe, dickhead.
Damn, dude.
All right,
All
guys.
right,
settle
guys.
down.
Let's all settle down, myself included. All right.
Wow, this is amazing, B-Ball. Well done. Wow.
Yeah, that'd be one way of saying it, Bev. Wow. This is absolutely like watching a bunch of 5-year-olds trying to figure out where babies come from, isn't it? I don't know, man. Let's go on a little bit further and see how much more we can tolerate here.
This goes to show, I mean, this is talking about... Did he just say a bunch of 5-year-olds trying to work out where babies come from?
I think so, yeah.
What the fuck? I don't know whether you noticed that I didn't really get much chance to say much other than where I paused it again, like I'm pausing it now. I don't know what Blue's gonna. Is he going to get to a point of him going over this?
Bev's test. I mean, what the hell's going on about Bev's test here?
More horizontal.
Nothing.
More Brian just barging in like a madman, and Brandon going, "Why don't y'all let Brian talk?" And then I think that was me being the voice of reason, which is crazy. Now that is crazy.
That's the only true thing Rakia has said in a long time.
Come on, guys, calm down. I mean, you know, it's only water level.
Yeah, it's like we're just trying to talk about water level and a test to prove the
Post the
straight
link in the
line.
live
What's
chat
so hard
for
about
the
it?
YouTube stream.
People don't think it is. I mean, like, you'd have thought Brandon.
Or DM it to me.
He says he knows a water level.
I'm sorry. Are you were you talking about George?
Yeah, I was wondering, could you post a link to your YouTube stream, either DM it to me or put it in live chat?
I'll have to start. Sort of stop doing everything to do that, George.
No,
you don't.
Okay, all right.
You
Never
don't
mind.
You don't have a link to my.
Somebody else can do it. No, I don't.
Well, just okay.
Blue. George hasn't got Blue on YouTube.
All right.
I've also figured out why we can't hear it, but I'll talk to you about that later.
Yeah, okay. We'll get this straightened out as time goes on. Be patient, guys. I'm new at this, okay?
Level
Hang on, I'll drop him. I'll drop him a
New
link
live streamer in the
chat.
making here.
Why can he not see
There
how
you
a
go.
geometric test about a
There's your
straight
link.
line would work?
If somebody told him it's only horizontal at a point,
Well, what I'm doing is I'm trying to hold back at this point because I'm still formulating the method, and I'm hoping to inspire other people to see whether they can come up with a test to do with a straight line and how they do it, and to see whether anybody else is got it.
Oh, good grief, Bev. We've told you how to do this 100 times. I don't know what part of it you can't understand. If you're going to try to do this with a water level, you're going to have to come up with a way to sight from one end to the other of that thing, and then be able to accurately measure the difference in the height of the water level at the center point. It's just that simple. It's not a hard thing to do, other than you've got to go a considerable distance to get enough change that you're going to be able to measure it. We've been over this over and over and over again.
Wow. Thanks, Blue. Been over it and over it and over it. And I've told you, you don't need a sight line for a water level. That's one of the big advantages of a water level. You never learn.
And
Model
it doesn't
affliction.
seem like anything's working. I know better than to tell everybody things, because then they just come up with an argument against it. You're much better off trying to get other people to imagine a test for themselves, how they would prove a curve or a straight line. It doesn't really matter.
I think the only question you would ever have about a water level is anything interfering with its ability to function properly. Other than that, you know what the results of the water level are going to give you.
Yeah, the logical conclusion you'd have to come to is there a drop at either end? Well, there can't be. Water would flow. So then, if you've got two ends, I mean, is there a hump in the middle? That's the only test you need to do, is to make sure there isn't a hump in the middle. You just need to devise a test or some way to check whether the water level in the center of a water level is on the same level at the two ends. I mean, it's ridiculous to say it.
Yes.
That's the only test you need to do. Make sure that the middle is on the same line as from the two ends. I mean, I'm struggling to understand why this has been a problem for everyone. I mean, we have been out and done this test practically. It doesn't cost much, and it's very simple to do. But you have to have the geometric understanding of what this test is and how it works. Otherwise, you're left in a place like this where you're talking about it. Brand.
No, actually, all you got to do is look at the information, and there's tons of it that was collected by Jesse over that causeway in over Lake Pontchartrain. It's exactly what we're talking about. You can find an identifiable point in space at the beginning of that causeway and at the end of it, and then if you find a point anywhere near the middle of it, you see a 90-foot sagitta. It's
90-foot sagitta again. 3 coplanar points though, Blue. You keep forgetting about that. 3 coplanar points. Jessica said it. Since we know that there's no such thing as a vertical plane, it's just as bad, just as hard work for you, Globeside. I mean, it's even harder actually, getting into the geometrical discussion about a vertical plane. Fry's Globe Brains. Not many people have even wanted to attempt that vertical plane paradox, because it is it's a model melter.
It's going to do that every time, anywhere you do it on the face of the earth. And there's enough difference that it's undeniable. And that's not based on optics. We don't have to worry about...
See, he does also use the face of the earth. And a geometric face is it's planar surface, actually. It's flat. A face. Like the face of a clock. Or the face of the moon. Geometrically, it's flat. So I don't know whether he is actually... He may just be using it colloquially, terming it face, meaning... I don't know. He may mean with like eyes and stuff like that. I don't know. Or maybe the geometric one. But if he is talking about the geometric one, then it's a plane surface, a face.
About refraction or any of that nonsense. That is pure raw position data.
To never let me, have a screen up, go on the whiteboard or do anything, because
why hasn't he actually just done it?
It seemed like he was fighting against you, for sure.
It does sound like it, doesn't it?
Absolutely, to me it did, yeah.
It's all calm down.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Take a deep breath, guys.
Oh, I think it's at 50 meters.
Can I get a mic check?
100 meter water level. Look, front side, back.
Is that in here or over at Blues?
That's in here.
Yeah, who's that?
Brian.
All right.
I just wanted to say, I don't know if y'all heard me, but yeah, I made up with Cleary that thing. It wasn't just him like interrupting. I mean, what I had to say, I might have interrupted him, but I was trying to get right when I'm just trying to make a quick point. But I guess we all kind of did that. But yeah, man, I made up with Cleary that same Barry stream and shit, man, just so everybody knows, man. That's kind of embarrassing. But I just had a discussion with George, and the channel was was I didn't show the whole thing, but I showed where we set up and everything, and out on the coast of Florida, and we marked a benchmark on the pier, and we went down. We were going to go as a few miles. We come up way short of that, but because it just got tedious. It's like you're waiting on the we were right by the water too, and I was shooting from up the beach. So I figured if I do it sideways, instead of just following the level like leapfrogging or whatnot, or I was shooting from the top of the beach away from the water, and jumping my positions sideways. But I had this discussion with George, and he's saying that that every time I took a shot, that I'm slightly changing angles, and that's why
RBD face.
Yeah, and I was like, so that's their only explanation, and it sounds kind of stupid, but mathematically, if you want to say that I'm changing angles and I just don't know it, then I feel like the ball be in their court to prove that, but that's not the way they see it. They just
face,
automatically.
Have you never asked George to take you through RBD face?
RBD face is starting to make sense to me now.
Yeah. Equipotential angle of adjustment. I mean, ask next time you have a word with George. Ask him about RBD face. It's globe differential surveying.
But Blue just said in that clip that if we went different, because I was saying if we went different distances, then you'd have discrepancies in the elevations, and he said that if you do differential, and just follow me on their model. He said if we did differential, then it would work itself out. But that's not true. That's not true because just think about it in an extreme, drastic example. Like if we went, if we were on a ball.
Brian, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What we do here is we like to stick to reality, right? So don't talk about somebody else's model. Just talk about Monday. What would I know, but if you're going to talk about something you're doing in surveying, just talk about what you do in surveying, right? There's no need for you to tell us what George has already told us. I mean, we know what George has said. We've got videos of him doing it. RBD face. That's his method.
And it gets funnier every time.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's like a comedy routine. But we don't need you doing their comedy routine, Brian, because it doesn't sound funny. It doesn't have the same impact when you try and do it for them. We'd rather just people try and stick to, when you did yours, did you do it at night? Did you do it all at night? I'm going to carry on with it.
Yeah, I did it all. I was on mute, but I did it all at night, man. I didn't want to hear about permit and all that bullshit. We went late after the sun went down.
You have to have a permit for daytime surveying, do you?
I mean, you might, if you're setting up along the beach and all that. I just didn't feel like dealing with crowds, people. So we just brought a couple spotlights, and I had a burger. Just a burger, 24 times zoom auto level. We the first time we went out there, we did string lines, and it's just you can't go far enough with the string lines to prove anything. To go any long distance, once you pull a string line, a couple hundred feet, you can notice the sag visibly. So even 100 feet. Probably a tiny bit, so I didn't want to inadvertently prove them right with the middle sagging down and me overlapping string lines. But then I'd have to go about every 40, 50 feet, and that would take freaking forever. It'd already take a long time going 100. But I don't like talk. I don't talking. I'm like you, man. I like to get out and do, and try and prove something for myself and demonstrate.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Bev definitely likes to talk.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you can't be out there doing it all the time, can you? You're best off trying to sort a process out in your head so you know what you're doing.
Yeah. All these people, but there's so many people out there. I mean, so if anybody was out there with Bev or even watched, that's worth something. So you've either done it or you've seen it done out in the field, right? It's the people who just listen to other people's knowledge and have never even seen it done, and think that their word is overrules our word. Like, we're the ones out here using this shit in reality and out there doing it, or we've seen it done, in real life.
Demonstration is a problem.
Yeah,
for them.
man.
They like calculations and word games.
Yeah. It's pretty simple, right? Being able to talk about it is the main thing. Then being able to plan it out and work out exactly what you're doing. That's the next step. And then becomes the practice part, right? The actual reality. You want to be testing it. You want to do it smaller scale. You want to build it up.
It's funny when they talk about doing these shots over long distances. Like, not only have they not done it, if they've even tried to do it in real life, they'd see. I like going about 50, 75 feet myself. I don't like to go even much further than that. You can see it real good. You could get down to the 16th of an inch. I just use a tape measure personally. But even these people, they act like they've never seen it on YouTube. Even like George explained to them that he was doing long distance shots, and he explained that off in the distance, man, all the mismatching he'd get trying to shoot miles and miles with a tool that wasn't meant to do measurements over that far. They're made to do them up close. They say that you can't do long distance with auto levels because of Earth curve. That's not true at all, man. It's because of refraction, man. It's because and it's because of accuracy. You just can't see. You can't really get a lock in of your story pole or your tape measure. The further you start going, the harder it gets. But
yeah, it depends.
If you're talking about miles,
it's all about what you're trying to do. I mean, if you're trying to find azimuthal angles for positionings and pointing, to point where you are for just a location, then that's easy enough. But if you're after elevation, then you've got to be exact. And if it's like a machine shop or something, then you've got to be really exact. But I mean, it depends what it is you're doing. But you way more so exactness for elevations than for positioning on the horizontal. The vertical datums are completely different. It's a standalone, different type of measurement, isn't it? That's why you have theodolites, and that's why you have auto levels. Two different jobs. Well, I'm going to have to carry on through this. We'll get through it. I think there's a bit where they go over and do a bit of psychology. I'm hoping to get.
Yeah. Can we carry on?
I just note that in the chat we've got some of the Globe Earth scientists that say that they've told me how to do it.
Whoa, might have been Blue jumping in there.
Well, it's already been done. Didn't need any help from you, Blue, actually. Thank you very much, though.
Move to the end of the water level, look back, and look forward again. You're connecting all those line segments by doing that, and you have one straight horizontal line.
So you're going to do it optically? Is that right, Clear? You're going to optically look down?
What do you define as optics? Would you say that surveyors are accurate in their techniques when they're doing differential
leveling? Now you're going to answer
leveling?
my question with a question?
I'm answering you. It is accurate because surveyors use this tool to use in differential leveling to determine elevation changes. Even though you actually physically have to look with your eye, it's not like long-range photography over the ocean. Okay, it's not the same thing.
Yeah, but it is optical. You're still making an optical measurement.
Can I ask a question? When you use it within its limits, it's very, very accurate.
Okay.
Thank you.
So 400 meters is within the limits? That's what we're saying?
You're not looking 400 meters. You're looking 50.
That's a water level 400 meters, isn't it?
Can I ask a question?
So what are we looking at 50 meter? Are we looking at one segment? Is that what you're talking about?
All right, hang on, real quick. Maybe you don't get it. We got 4 football fields to go. We go out to the 50-yard line. 50-yard line. We look back, okay? And then we look forward, all right? And then we go to the end of that first football field, and we look back. and we look forward. Okay, then we go to the next 50-yard line on the second football field, and we look back, and we look forward, right? All the way down. 50% overlap.
50% overlap. So you're looking past the ones.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And what you do is simply step yourself right around the curvature of the Earth and prove absolutely nothing.
That are the post that's behind.
Step yourself right around the curvature of the Earth, did he say? Wow. Nice one, Blue. Surveyor, you've got an auto level, have you?
In the post in front of you to the one beyond it? Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so you're leapfrogging when you're looking back.
Doing.
Yep. Yeah. That's exactly what I was saying, dude. Use different distances. That's exactly what I was trying to say, man.
Right. Yeah, but what we're doing is we're going to substitute that looking for an actual water level, like a real physical water level, an actual thing, right? With the water that evens out at every point. Now, every 100 meters.
Okay. Wait. So you're not gonna do what Clary described, Ben?
We've already checked that 100 meter water level is level. We've already done that. That's been done ages.
Yeah, brilliant. You prove that water is level using a water level. Excellent, Biff. What are you going to do about this? How are you going to show that point B lies along the line between points A and point C? That's the question.
We've got a water level test, Blue. Anytime you want to come and find out, come round to Discord. I'll walk you through it. Proof for proof. Let's go.
You can do both and check the results against each other.
Wait, okay.
Which they'll all be the same anyway.
100 meters, there's not very much difference between the two models, right? It's level. I believe you that it's level. Totally.
Yep.
So how did you determine that 100 meters was level? Real quick.
We got a water level, and we put an auto level in the middle of it, right, and looked at either end. Then we moved the auto level to one end, and we looked at both ends again. And then we moved it 50 meters past the end, and then we looked at both of the ends again through the scope.
Oh, good grief. Were you paying attention to what he just said he did? Because this is what he did. Let's see if I can fix this thing up. There we go. Let's see if we can figure out what it is he said he did. Oh, I know. He put his water level here at point B, and he looked back at point A and got a reading, and he looked forward to point C and got a reading, and they were the same. Imagine that. That's what differential leveling is all about, Bev. Of course you're going to get the same number. That's the reason we do it that way. That's the only reason we do it that way. Good grief. All right.
Right. Now, just to make this sure, what I just said was, we set it up. This is what we did with the water level. We set the water level, we auto level up in the middle, and we sighted that end, and they were on the same level. We then moved the auto level to here, and then set it up, and we looked and saw that this end and this end were level. We then took the auto level and moved it all the way over here, and we sighted this end and this end, and they were both on the same level. We then moved it all the way over here, right off the page, and looked a bit too far, but they were on the same level. So we just decided that the water level was indeed a tool for making a horizontal plane, because we couldn't find anywhere where it would either be lower or higher than the auto level. When we set it up, the front level was always the same level as the back one, because it's a level. You have an auto level that does the same thing as a water level. It's pretty simple. And Blue likes to say we just do that, but I mean, if anybody was with us when we're doing it, I mean, we can go over these tests again. We've done them before. We can do them again. Very simple tests, but like Brian Leakey's just said, you have to do it. You have to be there, or available. You can't just imagine what's going on, because then you don't get a clear picture of what is going on. Get mistaken like blue.
Go back where it was. Hang on a second.
Right? Is that enough?
I don't know.
Because it was enough. It was enough for me to prove that. He said he didn't know. He just explained a test to show, and he doesn't even know how that shows its level. Anybody wants to come and have a talk about any of these tests that we've done about proving that a water level is level horizontal with an auto level horizontal? I'm struggling as to why we had to do this with Brandon anyway in the first place. But I mean, it looks like it's still needed to be done, right? This going over why a water level is a hot tool that establishes a horizontal.
Oh, good grief. Establishes a horizontal between 2 points. And if you move either one of those points, you just established a brand new horizontal. And that's all you can say about it. You know, I guess we can let this go for a little bit longer, and then we'll open it up and let the panel talk about it a bit. How's that?
Amazing. We'll go over it again, obviously. That water level was level, but I already knew it was level anyway.
You keep extending the line and rechecking on what you've done.
That was my point, man. If you use different distances, then if it was a spear and you use different distances, you would get varying results. You'd get varying results, but you don't in real life. You don't get varying results. That's my whole point.
It doesn't matter ever. Nobody. If you're doing differential leveling and you're just concerned with the elevation, you do not matter about the distance you take.
Right, that's my point. That's the only way to distinguish. Doing it mathematically, that's what I was trying to tell Brandon, is doing different distances, you'd get different results on a globe, but in reality, we don't get different distances.
Yeah. That's what I was saying, Brian.
I agree.
We're not on the globe, so why talk about...
I don't think these guys are trying to falsify one or the other models, Brian. I think we have different goals, and that's why I get frustrated. But that's okay.
We're all on the same team for Brandon.
Let's wrap this up. I do have a question for Bev.
I think our different goals that Brandon was talking about there is that we're not trying to prove flat Earth because it isn't flat. The only thing we're doing is trying to do a sensible test to prove that level is horizontal. I mean, it may sound far too simple for people, but that's where we start off. You have to start off at the fundamentals. So why not start off with, is level horizontal or is it curved? It's a very simple thing, a test that somebody should be able, anyone can do for themselves.
Really well, they get all it all boils down to that pretty much, man. The whole globe flat debate that I'm involved in all the time, and why they get so bent out of shape and everything. Because when you say levels horizontal, that's where the whole debate boils down to, and it's a simple term. And yeah, I think if I haven't even asked surveyors, but if they're not thinking about models or anything like that, they're going to agree that levels horizontal. That's the way it works out in the field. I mean, I'll vouch for that. If we do a long distance shot, like curbing along a road or something, and if we start getting drop, we start reading higher measurements in the story pole or the tape measure, that means that the ground's dropping, and we call that slope. We don't call that earth curve. So I don't know.
Well, what is Earth curve? It's a question I've been asking. I hear people talking about it. It's a non-word. It doesn't even have a definition. Nobody can define it.
Bev, are you attempting in any way to falsify one or the other model and prove or disprove the shape of the Earth, the shape of the surface of the Earth?
I am here personally because somebody challenged me, right, to prove something that I already knew that was the truth, right? So what I'm doing here is proving to myself that level is horizontal. Now, over the 2 years I've been doing this, a lot of people have gotten butthurt. A lot of people have called me a flat earther.
This is right.
They've even gone as far as to say, because I say that level is horizontal, then I am a flat earther, right? The very person that called me a child abuser is the same person that says, if you think level is horizontal, then you are a flat earther.
Well, of course you are, Bev. Don't be ridiculous. Of course you are. If you say the surface of water is flat, you are, by definition, a flat earther.
No. Nobody's ever said that the surface of water is flat. Level is horizontal. It does not need reinterpreting to something else. Then you can assume flat earther. Nobody's ever said flat. I haven't. I tried not to use the fucking word. Triggers too many people. I've never said that, Blue, so don't lump that on me.
And sorry for the lawnmower noise, the yard guy's here, so I probably should go on mute. But before I do that, shout out to John Watson, who says, let's talk for 10 pounds. And we're going to do that in just a minute, John.
10 quid? Nice.
Right. So I'm doing this for everyone that gets called to be a flat earther, right? But I'm doing it for myself. Just proving that level is horizontal. That's it.
I agree with Bev. I'd like to get final thoughts.
Hold on a minute. Let me try it a different way. Will your test prove what the shape of the surface of the Earth is?
Right. Proof is a personal thing. You have to go through a process to earn your own proof. I cannot give it to you, obviously, because you don't seem to understand
geometrical proofs.
Geometry.
You don't know. Shut the fuck up, Bev. With this, you don't seem to understand, and these sly little fucking insults you keep throwing in.
No,
Are you trying to trigger me?
Brandon. No. A lot of people do get triggered by me, though.
Let me get my final thoughts real quick, man, to cool things down.
One more thing. You didn't answer either of my questions. Are you trying to prove the shape of the surface of the Earth? Will your test prove? It sounded like no and no.
It's like I am doing it to prove to myself that level is horizontal.
And if level is horizontal, the Earth is fucking flat, Bev.
Okay, then. Brilliant.
So you are doing it to prove the shape of the surface of the Earth.
Well done, Brandon.
Okay, thank you. So that is a yes then. You will prove the shape of the surface of the Earth.
To measure elevation, right, which disproves flatness.
Oh, for fuck's sake. All right, I'm done. Go ahead, guys.
And that's an excellent place to stop. I thought that was quite amusing. I really did.
Why was it amusing?
Well, so with that said,
listening to adults struggle over
in the Discord are welcome to come back in at this point, and we'll talk about it if you want to, or we'll talk about something else. Maybe everybody's had enough of this nonsense.
Right, let's go.
I see Alan's unmuted.
That just seemed to be a complete and utterly circular argument.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, water is the level because you proved it with the water level. It's very, very circular. I just found out that the next experiment is going to be to prove that water is wet.
Shocking.
What do you mean? Next experiment? Actually done his fucking first experiment. When are we actually going to see Bev's water level experiment?
Oh, he did it.
Did he?
Yes, but he only live streamed it through the Discord server, so if you weren't a member, you could.
Wow, that's not just me that's got a double thing playing, is it? It's not coming through Discord or anything.
No, I hear an echo.
Yeah.
See it.
But I was watching. I thought I watched something, man. I was watching y'all out there with audio level, but I don't think I was a member. Then you didn't have to be a member then to watch that test, did you, Bev?
I don't think we had members back then, but no, we just did it on Discord. Anyone could come in. They all knew we were doing it. We told everybody we were doing it.
Farmers just said that. Look, rewind it just to about 10 seconds and listen to his little sly, little slick, little comment.
Found out that the next experiment is going to be to prove that water is wet.
Shocking.
What do you mean? Next experiment? Actually done his fucking first experiment. When are we actually going to see Bev's water level experiment?
Oh, he did it.
Did he?
Yes, but he only live streamed it through the Discord server, so if you weren't a member, you couldn't see it.
Oh, again.
Well, one, it's not an experiment, is it? Just a geometry thing. Basic geometry, realising Euclid. Yeah, it was in Discord. I can't... If I'm out on the field with my phone, I can't really be at home broadcasting it live because it wouldn't go through the Discord. I can't do that out on my phone, out on the field. I mean, it's...
Yeah, he just said if you weren't a member, you couldn't watch it. I don't even know why he'd say that. Like I said, I watched it.
Yeah.
Blue's getting his grass cut. He never put it out on his YouTube channel, and he said it's there for everybody to see. Yes, but you had to join the Discord. Not his Discord server first. If you weren't a member, you couldn't watch it.
Yeah, okay, but what happened?
Fuck all.
Right.
He had two separate water levels that sort of crossed over in the middle, and I think they were a matter of a few hundred yards long each. And he basically did fuck all with it because they were two separate water levels.
Did you see it, Farmers?
I've seen photos of this setup and heard an explanation of it, but no, of course I didn't see it because I'm not a member of that server. You must be joking. I'd rather go swim in a cesspit.
Yeah.
Oh, so now he says a member of that server. So you just have to be in the Discord to be able to watch it, right?
Yeah, you just join the server. You don't got to become a member.
Yeah, you just have to be a Discord. Come in the Discord, and then you can obviously come and hear all of Bruster live streaming.
Yeah, I just thought he made it sound like he just made it sound like you had to pay money or become a member. That's what everybody thinks when he says is become a member.
Yeah.
That's the way he made it sound. I just thought it was slick. He's slick to me, man.
Yeah, that's how they deal with those misrepresentations, so they can try and convince their friends that whatever the paralogisms they're getting are working on their friends. I mean, they're only fooling the people they're talking to. They're obviously not fooling us. Anybody could come and see the test.
It's broken the eye. Definitely preferable, isn't it?
Now I think this is where
his description already includes the results. So it says all segments of a water level are level and straight and therefore flat and horizontal. So the water level is horizontal, and so he took two segments and then overlapped like two of the uprights. So now he has a shared straight line segment. See, I'm done. And then when he did it, and people noticed, and everybody jumped him hard, but he never then observed the tops of all his water columns. He said, because I don't have to, because water is horizontal.
Yeah, that echo wasn't me. That was Blues. He is only a noob in streaming, so he's still getting his YouTube streaming thing up to spec.
No, but I got a shared straight line segment. And that was the end. He'd already described the result in his description of what he was going to do because they shared straight line segment because water is horizontal, and he's done.
This is why I thought from the start that Bev was a Poe, because he seemed to know full well that if he introduced a third pole at any point in any of his water levels and sighted along them, then that would quite clearly show that the ground isn't flat. So it's like Phuket Word with his magical disappearing light.
The ground isn't flat. We know the ground isn't flat. Elevation changes will show it. It's not to do with the water level, Farmers. That's terrible.
A trick. He knew. I assumed that he knew exactly what he was fucking doing.
But Farmers, I don't think he did any optical stuff, though, did he? I don't think he cited anything.
I don't think he did in the end. But that was
They don't have a
of his test, and he deliberately didn't. He deliberately only had two ends of a water level and didn't introduce a third in the middle because he knows what the result will be.
Well,
did he say we only had two ends of a water level? I mean, what's he trying to misrepresent there? I thought
I told you he's slick, man. That man is slick.
Yeah,
he's
I thought he
full
said
of
he
shit.
knew what the test was. I mean, who's he fooling? That's crazy. All over the place.
And all that'll get repeated. You got a bunch of people on there with channels, well, a few people, and all that stuff will get repeated, and then they'll have it set in their head that of how you did it, and just misrepresenting you.
Yeah.
Because
that's what they're all doing. That's why they don't want to come and have a look at it, Because if they did come and have a look at it, then they wouldn't be able to misrepresent it. It's very clever from the globe side. I mean, obviously, it's upsetting for them, water level being a tool that establishes a horizontal. And then even more so, you being able to show them a geometric proof to go with it. So the understanding is real. And then, even worse than that, it's a test to do it. Must be tough.
I believe his 2 segments had 3 uprights each, so he had a total of 6 uprights, and the shared straight line segment. And he was immediately questioned, why did you not optically measure the tops of all the water columns? Because they were not intervisible. He goes, that's the beauty of a water level. They don't have to be intervisible. They said, well, how are you going to measure the tops of the water columns? He goes, I don't have to. It is level, and level is horizontal, and I have a shared straight line segment. And that is his science right there. That's his logic. You take that, those couple...
It's not science, Larry.
Sentences, put it all together, that's exactly his fuck all.
Yep.
Yeah, I said to him, I mean, fuck me. It must be like fucking,
wow.
What, fucking 2 years ago?
This is John
when he was
Watson.
talking about this.
Yep.
And I said to him, this is a waste of time. This is you know, if you're gonna just measure both ends, you're gonna get the same result as you would on a globe Earth or a flat Earth. It's a fucking waste of time.
Oh, without a doubt, it's been explained to him.
Right. Now, this is one of the things I don't quite understand. If you have a water level, how can it be the same on a curve as it is?
Because every point you're at, this is their explanation for that. Because every point you're at is just a change in angle, basically. So if you're at point, say you got points A and B, and you're in the middle of points A and B, then it's going to be level, but it's going to be dropping each direction, basically. It's crazy to imagine, but like I said, they've made it work out mathematically by changing your angles, just saying you don't know you're changing angles. But I think you proved not changing angles. You know, I think that test was conclusive, man. I don't know what the F they're talking about.
Well, they haven't changed their maths by changing angles, because that would require a straight line to actually be a circle. And they haven't done that with their maths.
You just assume, well, and they'll tell you how much you changed, not by going out and doing it and showing it, by showing how much you would have had to have changed because it's a globe. It's so backwards, man. It's just backwards. It's hard to even talk about.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to say I'll wait until one of the globers comes and tries to tell me for themselves, because they don't want to. Because I don't think they can.
Next time they go out, I'm gonna challenge them to go out and do it.
Go on.
Go ahead. I was gonna say I'm gonna challenge them. So every time you set up, okay, I want to hear the elevations, you know, that you charted, that you cited, and if you're gonna change angles, I want to hear it. Tell me how much angle you're gonna change each time you set up your instrument.
Before auto levels don't measure angles.
No, not you.
So you're fucked.
Right, not you, but when they use the theodolite, I'm going to tell them if they change, once they move their instrument, don't tell me afterwards that you angles and that you're shooting around a globe. I want to hear how much angle you're changing. They can't do that. They don't do that. They don't do it in reality. They do it in their minds. You feel me?
Well, what angle reference to what? When they're
to their globe.
Yeah, but
that's what George told me.
There is no globe reference frame for angles.
Exactly, man. And he told me that I was changing. Yeah, like you had a name for it earlier. What did he call it when you're changing angles but don't know it?
Equipotential angle of adjustment.
Is that a real word?
Yeah, since we made it up, it's become real. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's what's needed. It's what's
that's
needed.
why I say I want to call them out. If they're, yeah, I feel you. I'll call them out and tell them that they need to tell me their angle change before they cite it. If you say you're changing angles when you set up your instrument in another position at another location. So in other words, if you're changing points, you're changing angles, then tell me before you shoot your sight. I'm challenging them to tell me how much angle you changed, then give me your sight. Don't tell me afterwards. Tell me, we're out in the field doing measurements, live measurements, real world measurements. Don't tell me after you've measured it how much the angle changed. If you say you're going to change angles, tell me beforehand how much you changed, and then work it out. That would be empirical, in my opinion. Point being, they don't change angles, right? In my opinion,
Rumpus told us the other week it's the differing angle of down, and obviously you have to have a perpendicular, and if the differing angle of down differs, then the perpendicular has to alter, and that angle is the equipotential angle of adjustment. Because you can't actually change the angle of down, even though Rumpus says you can. It's crazy, people. We get
right. The level occurs in the middle, and the subtending the line across the endpoints is going to be another level, which will be parallel to the first one, and drop down like 1.25 inches, or whatever it is. It's really small, and that's an incredibly difficult measurement to make when you're close to the ground, and all he has is a Home Depot, auto level. And he says, "Oh, but I'm looking for millimeters, so I can't go."
I haven't got a Home Depot auto level, but I mean, nice try, Larry.
Go more than a couple 100 meters, 100 meters, 150 meters, because he's looking for that 16th of an inch. Well, in that environment, it won't happen. And then he didn't even present them intervisible. And then he said, because you don't have.
Did he say a 15th of an inch?
Yeah, he said a 16th, a 15th, or a 16th. But think about this: the way he's describing it, every slab I've ever poured, or Rakia has ever poured, or anybody for that matter, long, big, whatever, if we started off in the middle, and the bigger it is, okay, every slab in their world would be a bowl, exaggerated, but every freaking slab in their world, the way their perpendiculars intersect, so every flat line would have to curve up off the ground. If it's a horizontal in the middle, then it's got to be, has to be the lowest spot. If it's like a straight line on a globe, basically, it's the way I see like their bridge in Lake Pontchartrain. If you, so I asked them, if I'm going to make a straight bridge on purpose, and you paid me to go make a straight bridge, and we're 10 miles back looking at it from end to end, it would have to start curving up like, 60 or 100 feet, whatever, on each end. It'd have to start curving up out of the water. That's what a straight line in our world is a concave bowl. So their bridge, Pontchartrain Bridge, if you were to do it straight in their world, it would curve up on each end. So in the middle, it'd be like 50 or let's say 20 foot above the water. And then gradually toward the end, no matter how slow it would be at each end, it would wind up being like over 100 foot.
You do realize you sound crazy saying that, Brian, right?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it sounds crazy thinking about it. That's one thing I'll never be able to get over is picturing a straight line, what a true straight line is in their world. I've tried to imagine it, and that's what it works out to be.
Why'd you try and imagine it? Call out the nutsack, you'll go mad.
Yeah, it's
try to imagine things that aren't real just because somebody else has an argument and you try and put yourself in their position.
Yeah, just trying to understand their argument and think of the reality because all their claims have consequences, and that would just be one of the consequences. So it just like you said, it sounds crazy. So I try and point that out to them of what.
But no.
Straight
But it
is in their
sounds
world.
crazy to if you're talking to a normal person, it sounds crazy, right? Now, if you are talking to a glober, right, then you're the one that sounds crazy, telling them what they have to imagine. They're never going to believe you, and they're just going to look at you as though you're double crazy. Because you're talking to them about their model.
They agree with that. That's what's so funny about it, is when I brought that up in Jose's channel, they agree that if I were to build a straight bridge across Lake Pontchartrain, I don't agree with this, but they agree with my hypothetical. So if I were to build a straight bridge on purpose, a horizontal straight bridge in their world, they agree that the ends of each bridge at each shore would be up 100 foot higher than the middle.
Because you're just another one that's imagining along with them, Brian. They've got you.
But
you're on their team.
But for anybody out there listening who is new to the argument, they got to think about that and be like, wait a minute, there ain't no way a straight line is going to be 100 foot higher on each end. That's not reality, right? So I'm just trying to reach anybody out there who's new or who hadn't thought about it or visualized it. I'm trying to point out the absurdity, right? That's my whole point.
Yeah, well, I think they just see you as a flat earther talking crazy. Even though you're talking about their model, anybody that's listening in that doesn't really understand the model will still see you as the crazy one talking crazy stuff. It's a really weird concept, but I mean, I think that's how people see it. Yeah, anybody who's listening in just listens in and hears some sort of a shit show and people arguing, but nobody seems to know what the argument is. There's no argument there.
Yeah, but if you present and you point out some of the consequences to their argument, like you've done with Blue, where they even get twisted in their own head, and you point that out, you make a video about it. Like, look what this dude said. He's got reality confused in his own mind, even, and you know, that's what I'm saying. I like to. Plus, I wanted to understand their argument. You know, if I'm going to debate it, I want to understand it. But you know, you could get them caught up in with their own model, man. And you've done that several times, just pointing out some of the consequences of their model. You know, pointing out reality and defining it. You've had them stomp on their own tongue and shit, and that's what I set out to do.
Yeah. Right, and carry on with this.
It occurs in the middle, and these, subtending the line across the endpoints is going to be another level, which will be parallel to the first one and drop down like 1.25 inches, or whatever. It's really small, and that's an incredibly difficult measurement to make when you're close to the ground, and all he has is a Home Depot, auto level. And he says, oh, but I'm looking for millimeters, so I can't go more than a couple hundred meters, 100 meters, 150 meters, because he's looking for that 16th of an inch. Well, in that environment, it won't happen. And then he didn't even present them intervisible. And then he said, because you don't have to, that's the beauty of a water level. I have a shared straight line segment. That was all he just said, what was going to happen before he did it. And he said that was the results.
Yeah, he's just a fucking he's just a fucking lying cunt. He's just a lying cunt.
Well, you have to be. You got a lot of fluff.
The thing is, he probably only understands it if you have a water level of 60 nautical miles.
What's lying? Where did that come from?
That's a low blow, man. That's
because Larry was misrepresenting what we're doing with the water level and everything. Nice of him. Nice.
Put another water level of 60 nautical miles against it, and sees there's actually 1 degree difference between them.
Yeah, but it's incredibly long, and you're really close to the ground. So it's hard to find a location. Like when Sly did it, attempted it a couple of years ago, I was really, really, really shocked and disappointed that he accidentally picked a bike trail that looked flat enough, and it went uphill 5 feet, and then he was screwed.
Right, there you go. Larry again. He's telling everybody that Sly Sparkane, when he did his bending water level test / experiment, he called it, he set his water level up at the bottom of a 5-foot thing. So he
Yeah,
couldn't
so we've never
get
seen
the
any earth
water
curve.
to the top.
What an idiot, man. So that's how they do. If that's what it shows, and we know the Earth's curved, then we know that must have been an uphill slope. God, that's their freaking logic, man. It's pathetic.
No, it just shows that he didn't understand what level was or how the tool would get used.
No, what he's saying is Sly wound up seeing it straight, right?
No,
it didn't have the bend. Wait,
Brian,
it didn't have the bend it was supposed to have.
He couldn't get the water to the end of his pipes because he was 5 foot lower at the beginning than he was at the other end.
Okay, I thought he was saying that because it was I thought he was saying that because it optically was level, but it's supposed to be dropping on their model. But I see
5 foot. No, he only had he was supposedly had a mile. But if it went up 5 foot, then how would he do that? Couldn't get the water.
And all his
there.
spots, all his intersections were leaking, man.
Yeah.
It's like I'm sitting here thinking about that. And I'm like, why would you do that and have all your spots leaking? Like you know what he's probably planning on doing? I'm putting words in his mouth, but this is the way I think. He's probably trying to use the couplings and shit like he might do over short distances to fix something and not use the glue and try and take the shit back and get his money back for it. But if he uses the glue, they're permanent. You got to cut them. So he probably tried doing it instead of just taking 2 seconds to glue the freaking intersections and all the T's and the couplings and all that. He tries doing it and winds up with leaks because if he would have glued them, they wouldn't have leaked. It's that simple. So that's my thought on that. He's probably trying to take all that shit back. I could be wrong, but that's my thought.
Nah, you don't need to glue them. Just zip tie them or something like we did. It's simple how to do it. It's not hard to make a pipe and connect a pipe so that it doesn't leak. Well, if you're a normal person. Slice Bar Kane's a graphic, like a graphic artist. So, I mean, he's not used to doing anything practical or anything like that.
We have these little things here. They sell at the local hardware stores. Little Harbor Freight. It's like a knockoff Home Depot, but they got some pretty good stuff. But for certain things, they're good for. But they have these. It's like a radiator clamp, and that you can buy for about $2. You can get probably about 50 of them, and they're just like little perforated type of clamps, just circles basically, and then you just use a flathead screwdriver and tighten them down. It's like a radiator clamp kind of, man, and that are adjustable in size. So he could have avoided all that. Yeah, zip ties probably would have worked. There's a few things he could have did.
Yeah, when we were doing ours, Brian, we tested it. Like for weeks beforehand, I tested everything to make sure there was no leaks. It's still here in front of me, all coiled up, ready to go, leak free.
So then when you got out there, everything went as expected, right?
Yeah. If you plan and test, then you know what you're doing. We've already done it.
It shows you what they're standing behind. That's their field test. What other field tests do they really have to compare with yours? They try to do a rebuttal, or whether it was before or after. Look, that they all pitch in all this money. He gets all this money, man. He gets, I know it was over 1,000, maybe whatever. He gets all this money in no time and goes out there, fails at the test, and just never does anything else about it. Just like that's who we're debating with, and these people are defending him, a man who obviously has no experience. That's crazy, man.
He's never talked to us yet. I've tried to get a conversation with him about his test. We'll work over it. I'll go and teach him and show him our test, and he can show us their test, and everybody can show what the differences are between the two, and we'll have a discussion about it. It should be simple. It should be very simple. Slice Bar Kane can't do it, so that's okay. We just carry on explaining what our test is.
Instead of them dogging, go ahead, sorry.
I say people like Blue and all of them get upset about us talking about our test. Right, carry on. I'm gonna play this a bit.
Yeah, I know.
That is pipe kept leaking.
That was a lot of honest things and very good things as well.
Yeah, he didn't survey his selected site.
Yeah, he didn't do a good job.
Yeah, well, learn from your mistakes and all that.
Yeah, he went uphill by accident because it looked level, and that was, oh, you God, are you kidding me?
No way.
I like when Sly actually.
He's still talking about Slice Arcane. He's still like, look, this is bad, right? Because everybody didn't know about this. Slice Arcane tried to set up going up a hill with his water level test. Obviously, nobody got told this. All people got told was that there was loads of leaks. Well, there would be loads of leaks if he was trying to go uphill. And it wouldn't get there. It's ridiculous. I don't think Larry should be speaking like this to everybody. But make note, in this video, Larry is talking about Slice Arcane not knowing what level is when he's doing his test to show bending water with using water levels.
And if he would have achieved the test, he could have used the water level to prove that the ground was on an incline. You know,
it did. He did prove it was on an incline. How did he know it was on an incline? Because he couldn't get the water to go there, right? Larry's telling everybody that level is level. It's crazy.
Disproved Fletchoid with his balloon stuff that he discovered.
Oh, there's 100 ways. There's 100 ways.
There's way more things.
Yeah, what Bev did was completely a non sequitur. It was absolutely had nothing to do with anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Bev put out that picture looking at Blackpool Tower with his auto level, and the crosshair looks to be 50 feet above the tower.
What?
Yeah, but that's pulling Gary Wabenga. Telling something completely different is what you are showing.
Fuck. You know, I was I'm gonna say, I was blown away by Gary Wabenga last night. That he was absolutely steadfast when he said that.
Talking about Gary.
Because I gave the example. If I sight Polaris with an EQ mount at sea level, 3,000 feet, the short side of the triangle in orbit is higher, and he's saying like stop. Are you going to try that Professor Dave made?
He hasn't seen it. Please do go and watch it. It's on Sean Atwood's channel, and it was about an hour or so of Professor Dave and Dirt. I can't stop calling him Dirt because it's just so appropriate.
How long ago was this?
This was yesterday.
Oh, yeah, I like the Professor Dave stuff.
And we've got work on a globe, and this
is that it? Are we done?
I will share it in. Well, I have it in my live share.
In quote, that lines of latitude are perspective angles, and then Lemon came in and white knighted that.
Wow, it's a lot of talking about people again,
and stuff, not stuff that he just has to believe, but stuff that is demonstrable. You know, he could if he wanted to.
I don't think
he could
need to
demonstrate this for himself.
Yeah.
So,
well, they all could, but they.
I think that's it. I don't know if there's anything else in there. SE.
Did you hear that though, Bev? Did you hear that? How the guy started off saying that, you know, if you pulled the water level 60 nautical miles, you get 1 degree change. So that's exactly what I was talking about. So measure that change. Don't just put it in there like, okay, we're this many miles, so we're changing this many degrees. That's not measured in real life. That's calculated into their freaking model. That's what I was saying. If you're going to change angles, show me the measurement of you changing angles before you give me a sight, or before you change your auto level. Tell me the angle. Show me it measured. It's not measured in reality. It's assumed, and that's the whole debate of it, if you ask me.
Right, well, it's a pretty good going over. I quite like Blue with the water level and how we can have the hump in the middle. It's a predicted hump. But
I especially like that part.
yeah. Was there any more in that? Or, I mean, I don't know how much of it. I don't want to be going over too much, but I like the water level bit, and then obviously the psychology bit where they like to try and go over what we do and why we do stuff. But it's just a simple test. I mean, we don't go into all of the flat Earth shit. It's rubbish. I don't see why we should be bothering with the flat Earth argument. I don't ever want to be involved in it. It's a circular argument that goes round and round. People imagining something that's not real. We may as well just deal with what's real, and what is real is we can prove that level is horizontal. I don't see why we should be trying to deal with the lights in the sky, measuring angles to the lights in the sky. It doesn't make any sense why you should be able to do that. But I mean, I have heard a lot of people that say that as a response to level is horizontal. Look at the lights in the sky, you can measure an angle. It's like you can't do that. Cannot measure an angle to do that. And as far as the hump, well, yeah, I think we can prove that hump doesn't exist. I think there's facts in reality that prove that the water level doesn't rise up in the middle of the two ends. It just doesn't happen. And if that's all we have to do for level being horizontal and listen to everybody else go crazy at us, telling us it's not, it can't be. Blue says there's a slope. And in the beginning, when he said he's got a proof that level isn't horizontal, but then his next proof is the one that there's got a hump in the middle.
Yeah, and then they act like they measured the hump. And then you look at the picture they try to show you, though. It just shows drop. You know, if we're looking at a bridge that's above the water, then we should see it going up, you know, in the middle and then coming back down. But it's not. It's just going off straight and then dropping off in the distance. That's the problem with them talking about differential leveling is the further you go, it's exponential. So in their model, I know I keep talking about their model, but it's just there's problems that they're not thinking about.
Yeah, well, let them think about it, right? That's what I think here is that why bother telling them what they should be thinking of their model and the problems that they're going to have? We should just show them what happens in reality and let them tell us what their method is, what the problems they have. Because whenever they say there's problems, that's it. They just say there's problems. They don't seem to show, other than what Blue's just shown there, contradiction. Blue's showing a hump. There is no hump. But he says there's a slope. I mean, a slope upwards. Or a slope downwards. Or both. I'm unsure of what is meant to be going on. But that's, I mean, what time are we at? 10:30? Early night. Anybody got any other things to go over? Because is Blue live? Did he go live? Because I'm hoping he's going to do a proof about the water level and how.
He was live. He was live. He was live earlier, I think. I don't know if he's still live, but I seen his channel pop up earlier.
Nice. I don't want to be having a look now, see what is going on. But I hope he's getting some good content. He may be going over one of our other videos, maybe going over Friday night or something. I hope he's got George or somebody helping him out with the proof, maybe. But I'm guessing. Yeah, that may be why the numbers have gone down. Maybe they're listening. Shout out to anybody who's listening from over at Blues in the other stream. Let Blue. I hope it's going all right. I don't want to turn it off just yet, but we might go over there and support Blue's stream after we shut off over here. We should support our fellow YouTube streamers. Obviously, he's just starting up with his live streaming. I hope he's not cutting in on Jose. That'd be a shame.
Our numbers are solid. 44. Very good. They went up to 50 something.
Yeah. Blues numbers or our numbers?
Our numbers.
Yeah.
We're at 44 now. Shout out to everybody listening.
Yeah. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. And also, let me say, if you want to get involved in any of this stuff, come into the Discord. I know it may seem a bit awkward and it may seem like there's a load of trolls and you know, it may be difficult from what you've heard about what we do. But honestly, just come into Discord and come and have a chat. There's loads of people in here. It's dead easy to talk to. We're starting up gaming soon.
And for anybody who doesn't know how to do that, there's an arrow on the right under the screen on the right side of the YouTube page. There's a downward arrow, and for anybody that doesn't know how to do that, hit that arrow, and then you'll see a link that says like gg.discord. You hit that, and you're downhill from there. And we'd love to hear what anybody else might have to say, for anybody new.
Yeah, that's the idea. Getting to talk to people. We can only learn by talking. All of us. And there is no heated discussions in here other than that people get to. The project to be discussed. I think that's the trivium. Is that what you're talking about, Pat? If it is, then yeah, I think I mentioned it earlier on.
I'm looking forward to that, man. But hey, Bev, I appreciate you having me, man. Take it easy, much, y'all. Everybody else, man, y'all be good. Hopefully, I'll definitely be hearing y'all, but hopefully, I'll talk to y'all in the next one. I'm looking forward to that trivium. Y'all guys, take it easy.
Catch you later.
Later, Brian.
Whew. Yeah, good day. Good day.
Yeah, that was good.
Coming as well. I mean, I don't know whether you're getting involved in it. Open mic. Model Affliction Mondays did say that it'd be a bit tougher. Go on. Go on.
Oh, I was just going to say things are too noisy here to get involved right now.
Yeah, Model Affliction Monday. We said it'd be get harder and harder for people to come round, but like we have got a lot of old info. Is that you, Crackle?
I heard a crackle too.
Yeah. Again? Are you trying to speak or?
It's Cool Cat.
Yeah.
Maybe he's trying to speak, but I don't think it's not coming through.
Yeah.
Also, I have voice activation.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You've got a crackle coming through instead of your voice. It's just bad. Yeah, so I say it's going to be harder and harder for us to get to anybody to talk to us about model affliction. But we've got plenty of material that we can go over, and like we've just done with Blue. I don't know how to explain the water level test any more simply. I mean, it's obvious that there is a contradiction on the globe side for what a water level must do. On one side of the model, they have a drop. It has to drop away from you. And on the other side of the model, you've got, like Blue has there, that if you have two ends of it, then it must rise in the middle of those two ends. It's that's too much of a contradiction for me. I mean, I know it is within the middle of our proof, but the proof shows that there is no contradiction between the drop and the hump. The logical statement just goes to show that you cannot have a drop of a water level, and if you cannot have a drop of a water level, then you cannot have a rise of the water level either, thus meaning it must be horizontal.
Hence the word level.
Mm-hmm. So the overriding factor in the whole thing can only be a model. That's the only way you can imagine there is a drop and a hump, is that straight lines must be circles. And that's a model affliction I can't deal with. And from what we've just found out with logic and illogic, if you will, paralogisms we call them, Parasophists, it's all everything existing in a parallel place. It's something like a parallel universe. Parallel logic is like the same. It's like logic that's in a parallel universe that doesn't actually make any sense in this place, but in a parallel place you can think that contradictions don't exist. You can think that a drop and a hump can be naturally called a level. I mean, that's how ridiculous it is. They've got a contradiction and they call that contradiction level.
It's crazy. Truly crazy.
And when you put that contradiction within the globe model, together with a load of people like flat earthers, the flat earthers will argue with them about the shape of the earth, but nobody considers level as being an argument, whether it's straight or curved. Should be one of the simplest arguments there is. Go on, Rob.
As the resident flat earther, I don't believe that.
You don't believe what?
Okay. I don't believe what the flat earthers say.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, within and this flat Earth argument has been going for 6 or 7 years, like they say. They say they invented it, right? I know it's been going longer than that, but I'm talking about the new wave YouTube flat earthers that have been going for years.
Yeah.
the ones that don't want to have a discussion about what level is. That seems strange to me. How people can just let it go. Let the idea of this level being both curved and not curved at the same time.
You need a special kind of brain to do that. In order to have two or maybe three, I saw it today, I was astonished, 3 opposing thoughts at the same time. With Blue and his 3 levels. Like, not dialetheism, we have to invent a new word. Trialetheism. Shout out Blue. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Like, in order for you to have that, I don't want to push this on anything, right? But I think that is the product of a loner. People who have been on their own and not been able to have a group of people to check the logic, check the argument, have a discussion about something. A lot of people say that I tell everybody else what to think or what to say. Well, I don't. I don't even know what to say for myself. That's why I'm always asking questions. It's hard to come to a conclusion that you can be absolutely certain of, a proof, if you will. There's not many. I don't hold many, but there are proofs out there that you can find, but you really have to go searching for them. You have to find them, and you have to put a really solid method together that has the truth value always maintained all the way through it, with no breaks. And that's hard to do because there is you cannot find the truth in everything because you're just unable to. There are some things that you will never find a truth for. It's trying to work out which ones are which and whether anybody's fooling you in it or not. It's so hard to try and work out a steady path through all of this stuff, where you're meant to be thinking and where you're meant to be going, because people are throwing you off. And who do you trust? Do you trust the shadow giant, or do you try and trust yourself? And I think most of the time people have been taught to trust shadow giants. In fact, they've been forced to trust shadow giants.
Because if you don't trust the shadow giant, then you're a flat earther.
I think so. If you ask questions against the shadow giants, then they'll call you a flat earther just for asking a question. RH says he went to Blues and they're talking about earwax. Globe
talking
science,
about what?
Earwax.
Earwax.
I don't know whether that's real or not, but I mean, I can understand the topics of things that they talk about. Riveting.
Yeah, because you wouldn't want to talk about level being horizontal or level not horizontal.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like, I'll put a shout out to Blue. I'll do a video for him about his proof. Well, I did at the beginning. He'll have to go over that at some point.
Stay away from those cones that they light on fire there. Caution. For the earwax, that is.
Oh, Rick here was saying George was talking about Khan getting stuck in the snow on the lake. It must be that time of year. Is it? Frozen lakes. Rainy lake frozen over. You remember that proof? I remember that. That was a few years ago, when that was big, wasn't it? When people were using that as one of the proofs. They did a tour. I think Soundly called it Globe Earth Tourism or something like that. When they did the lake, they all went to have a time at party at George's on the lake, and then they went to do Lake Pontchartrain.
Sounds exciting.
Oh, lake's melting. I hope he's alright. You don't want to be going out on the lake with your dog if it's ice might be cracking.
Going out on the lake this time of the year? Is that smart, George? Come on.
Oh no, George rescued Calm with his shovel. Oh. We don't want to be going.
I mean, George is going ice fishing or whatever the hell he's doing out there on the lake. Remember, this is a guy who's been caught in house fires twice, so yeah.
You rescue him with a shovel.
Well, I hope I think he'll be coming over to the UK soon, George. I think Rumpus was saying he wanted to do his test soon, over the next few months or whatever. And I think Slice Barcane said he's doing Bug Light soon, so that'll be interesting. He's getting a foam boat with a measuring rod on it in the canal, and then a laser level at the side, I think. And he's doing something. We'll have to wait and see what his Slice Barcane's going to do, but not his first one yet. Yeah, it's good times for the Globers. I mean, maybe our tests are putting them out and getting them out there. The Globe side to do some of their tests. I think the water's going to be hot this year, right? Because if you're going to find curvature anywhere, it has to be on the surface of liquid water.
I'm anxious to see the Rumpus test.
Yeah. And I think when you do the water and you go for the curvature of the water, that's got to be. It's got to be. I'm hoping that this year they'll all be doing them. I think Blue's got a test. Sloping water. Slice Barcane can finally get his bending water level. George says they will be dropping away. Blue can go to do Lake Pontchartrain and find that 90 foot. I would imagine that 90 foot Sagitta will be easier to find.
I would imagine he's very, very easy. Kind of like looking for a 90-story building. Easy to do, right? Sorry, not 90. 9-story building. And you even need an elevator for that.
90 foot. I bet there isn't even 90 foot of water in that.
Just imagine thinking. Yeah. Just imagine thinking there could be a 90-foot hump of water somewhere. Just like that. In between two shores.
Hey, don't say that word. I don't like that word.
Who was it that said that last time? Oh, my friend, Flat Earth Math.
Yeah. Yeah, don't say that word. I don't like that word.
Sorry, Flat Earth Math. My apologies.
There's quite a few of them, though, right? We don't like to use the word hump and drop anymore. We don't know what they are.
Get a hold of yourself. We've switched it for drop hump.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well, you can have the double drop hump if you like.
Fuck it. Let's throw a skateboard, a boat, and a paradox in there. Fuck it.
That's it. That's it. Go all in.
Like Pontchartrain, Rakia.
Yeah, those are two good videos that Rakia just put out in the Discord live chat. Eye-opening. Don't try to tell somebody that's been around that bridge all their life what that bridge looks like. It's not going to turn out too good for you.
Doesn't look like there's much drop in that either.
Nope.
And the rock one, yeah, I remember that. That's a good one. Yeah, that one's amazing.
Yeah, that's one of the best ones.
Because I did see somebody do one the other day about the the fact that the lens lets in more light because the aperture opens up, but that's definitely a lot further away on that rock than the aperture would allow, I believe.
Yeah, optical illusion.
Yeah, that's amazing, that one, Rakia. And Spot On does have his loft one that's similar to that, but that rock sort of, I don't know, shows that cameras can do things that are a little bit strange. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much, Rakia. But both of them on the lake that Blue keeps talking about, the 90-foot hump in the middle, supposedly.
Yep, the Atmos definitely is the cause of these things. No Earth curve, no humps.
Saying is that you can go 90 foot up at the shore and set up a theodolite horizontal, right? And the crosshair would hit the water at 12 miles away.
The hump, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
is there any 90-foot hump? I mean, what sort of elevation do you get to on the shore at either side? The water towers, I don't think they get to 90 foot, would they? It's 90 foot's quite a lot, isn't it, for Louisiana, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's a lot. They have buildings in New Orleans that are pretty tall, but they're limited because there's no bottom. What they're building on is swamp.
Yeah, you'd have to hope that there was some land that could compete with it, because if there's no land that can compete with a 90-foot hump of water, then you're going to have a problem. How would Blue end up proving his 90-foot Sagitta? I'm not too sure that there is a way. Geometrically, does RBD face allow for a 90-foot hump? Or can it only be calculated?
Reality does not allow that.
Yeah, can you, unless you've magically figured out while I've been at work all fucking day, have you managed to figure out how to get that plumb bob to hang taut diagonally? Because if you haven't, then you gotta go back to the drawing board still.
Big Wazin magnets is the only way I can manage to do that.
Oh, fuck. That's cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't cheat in reality, though. I know, I've tried.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, though, reality can cheat you, though.
Yeah, I don't think you get very far cheating horizontal or vertical.
No.
People would notice, right?
Only assholes and pricks go all the way to the top, stealing, lying, and cheating. Yeah? There's no morals or personality or real experience. I mean, they're experienced in something, but I don't know what the fuck it is. Psychopathicness.
Tommy says he gets an apprentice to lean to one side. You look at it funny. Squint. Who was that we had over here the other day? Highlander. See, Highlander just said, lie down.
Just look at it from the side or something.
Yeah, just lie down.
Squint a bit, tilt your head.
Okay, but okay, I've tried this. I thought that this would work, but I was proven wrong. Why? Because you can't cheat reality. I just said that, people. You know what happens when you go to lay down on the ground? Yeah, you start to feel a little fucking weird. You know why? Because it's not the favored orientation. You know what a favored orientation is for a human? Vertical. It ain't fucking horizontal. That's why you feel weird down there.
Well,
that's why everything else
you can
looks
sleep
weird.
Horizontal, right? You can lie down.
Yeah, but you don't looking at nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're looking at stuff in your mind, but I mean, that's fucking imaginometry world. That we don't give a shit about that.
Yeah, no, we were talking about Highlander. We said, how can you have a vertical change to a horizontal?
You can't.
And he said, yeah, just lie down.
No, now it's a horizontal.
No, the horizontal still stays horizontal. vertical still stays vertical. That's the point. But he thought you could change the horizontal to a vertical by lying down.
Okay, no, I still say that if he lays down, he's horizontal. While he's standing up, he's vertical.
Yeah.
That's it. So as soon as you go to lay down, horizontal doesn't change. You're changing orientation too.
That's it, right? He's changing his orientation.
Yeah.
He isn't changing the orientation. Yeah.
That's not what's happening.
I'm guessing it's like a relativism.
That's why I just said what I said.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm standing up vertical, you don't feel weird when you're looking at shit because everything else is right side up with you. When you go to lay down and look the same direction, you're like, yeah, things feel a little bit weird down here. Because you know that's not the way you're supposed to be looking. You gotta be up. Can't be laying down looking at shit. Fuck. Whatever. Can we get a surveyor in here, please?
No.
We
don't want surveyors in here.
Yeah, but we need a surveyor that's laid down to take his measurement. Right? See how stupid it sounds? That's what I'm saying. Why you gotta say it like that? Why? Because it sounds stupid?
Yeah, you want to just pretend I'm your perpempode. Mobius coils? Oh. Mobius coils? Oh, really? That's interesting. I'll not put it on because I don't know. I don't want people on YouTube striking me. So 11 o'clock. I think we're going to have to end it early on a Monday. We'll have a discussion with everybody in the chat in the Discord about what we're going to be doing over the next few days and how we're going to be progressing with the trivium. We will tomorrow. We're going to be going over a bit of logic. I'm guessing hopefully we're going to be talking about the trivium a bit more tomorrow within logic because it is a big part of the trivium. Logic is the third, so the logic stuff we've been doing will also come into it.
We were on a good 3 hours.
Yeah. It's a good stream. It was a good stream. And we can send everybody over to Blues. Bust a song for playing out. Hopefully I get my PC tomorrow. I'll be able to load a load more of these songs up. Anybody got any recommendations or anything? Any wish list for a signing out of Model Affliction Monday?
Yeah, I got something to say. So, I just wanted to say that I'm sorry for the kids in the background. I know they're annoying. They're annoying the shit out of me too. I just wanted to say I know I came in late, and I don't really know what else you guys were talking about today on my Affliction Monday. But would like to say thank you to everybody here that's on the panel. Thank you for listening in on YouTube. Without you guys, the shit doesn't go down. Remember that. Remember that when you're sitting at home wondering if you could come in and say something. start a conversation, or even just ask a question. And feel free to ask that question. You could also ask that question anonymously if you feel like you're going to get a bunch of heat, because you know that shit happens. But for the most part, my Affliction Monday seemed pretty calm, chill. And yeah, thanks for coming, everybody. That's my piece.
Okay, anyone else? I've got another We All Know You're Insane mix, because that goes down quite well. Model Affliction Monday. All right, thank you very much for watching, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow for Logic Night.
I'm fucking pissed. I mean, there isn't a fucking scale on this goddamn planet that can measure how fucking pissed I am right the fuck now. Hey, so yeah. I can't get any of these cowardly fucks to debate me unless someone can give me a good fucking reason to keep doing this. I'm fucking giving it up. I got better things to do with my time. Nobody ever cites my work. My Angles to Polaris video. Nobody ever cites that. It's not the best one in the world, but you know, it's fucking something, you know, with a physical model. And it gets a lot of compliments. So I know it's not complete shit. Nobody ever plays my videos on their live streams. Or even little bits of it. When was the last time anybody shared any of my videos? You know, my most popular video is the Angles to Polaris video. And it has less than 1,000 fucking views, and it's 2 years old. And I've got a shit community fucking not doing anything to fucking keep me doing it. Like I said, unless someone can give me a good fucking reason why I should keep streaming, you know, I'm done. So, thanks for the fish. I'm so pissed off right now. I've got a shit community. Made me look like a fucking asshole. Motherfucker! Fucking asshole! Motherfucker! I'm so pissed off right now.
Your world is full of illusions, contradiction between fact and fiction.
Fucking talking shit.
You never back your claims.
Like a little cowardly bitch. Fucking talking shit.
Driving the wrong way down a one-way street.
Motherfucker!
Unstoppable force on immovable feet.
You don't know how fucking pissed I am.
Straight lines converge in the distance.
Fucking asshole.
Why do I get so much resistance? I know.
Fucking talking
You'll
shit.
Never prove me wrong.
Right the fuck now. God damn it, fucker.
Now we get our physics deniers. Pathologic compulsive lies. I know. You'll never prove me wrong.
You don't know how fucking pissed I am.
Driving the wrong way down a one-way street.
I get fucking emasculated by Jose J.G. Gonzalez.
It's where knowledge and ignorance lead.
Fucking asshole. Motherfucker.
Paradoxes and confusion. Your mind is in delusion.
Fucking talking shit.
We all know you're insane.
God damn it. I can't get one of these pussies after fucking talking shit to this motherfucker. I fucking still like him, but he fucking pissed me off. Motherfucker! God damn, he owes me a fucking apology.
Talk about your 2D surface. We all know you ain't got no purpose in life. We think that you live on board.
I get fucking emasculated.
Driving the
I get fucking emasculated by Jose J.G. Gonzalez.
It's where knowledge and ignorance meet.
Fucking talking shit, motherfucker!
Paradoxes and confusion. Your mind is in delusion.
Fucking talking shit!
We all know you're insane. We all know you're insane.
I get fucking emasculated by Jose J.G. Gonzalez. And I'm pretty fucking pissed off. That's all I've got to say about it. Motherfucker! Made me look like a fucking asshole.